and my friends sit down, we relate to you. Say make we gather people come jubilate to you. Cause now my success I dey try celebrate to you. You see, you can't afford to come late to you. Cause my gate go dey close by 80. And if you come so quick and corporate you, girls them yakba you can start.
Guys, best Afrobeat song ever.
If you want to chocolate, only and drinks
One of the
already.
Afrobeat song
ever.
Top 10.
Why?
Top 10.
I doubt.
Not a top 10.
You can give a shout for top 20.
Nah, you're joking.
You love yourself, give yourself any straight.
This is a top 10 record.
Flow like fire, shy you could flow like water. Anything you want, make una order. Cause I got everything to make you surrender. Go fit
Come on.
right to make all my party. Make una no shy yo. Shy you done the flow, everybody they could have all of una must shy yo. Go fit in.
Hold on, Ayo. You're joking right now. This is not a top 10 Afrobeats record.
Nope.
Are we going to really do an Afrobeat top 10 Afrobeat record?
This is
of all
not a
time?
top 10 Afrobeats record. There are
It's
not
not.
10 Afrobeat songs that are better than this song.
Okay.
They are not, I repeat, there are not 10 Afrobeat songs that are better than this song. Production,
Hey.
music, singing, style, arrangement, composition, the way the song take blow. Come on, man.
To make all my party, make una no shy yo. Shy you done the flow, everybody they could have all of una must shy yo. This party no be joke yo. All the places they full of smoke yo. All the boys where they dance and they toast yo. Even all the girls on high but I'm compose yo. Bend your waist and take it slow. Dance to the beat as Vigiano just they flow. This not my time, make I spend my dough. Even if I like, I go smoky go. You never hear this on your radio. MTV bass go love to play all of my video. Alaba go sell, I go carry all my money go. Ghana must go, Major must full of Polytechnics down they all a Vigiano. London people down they find Vigiano. American, Jamaican love.
Oh.
Poly go they flow like fire. Shy you go they flow like water.
Poly go they blow like fire. Shayo go they flow like water. This is what they call. This is what they call writing. This is the pinnacle of Afrobeat writing.
Do you know when I heard this song?
When?
I was in camp, right? And the hostel I was in was beside the DJ that was always playing music every time in camp.
Mhm.
And this guy was playing the song over and over again. And this time, this was pre-Shazam. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy that owns this record that they keep playing? And after like 4 or 5 times, I'm like, oh, this song is sweet too. So when I got to Lagos, I had to just find the record. And I said, it's Brigiano of Triple B that was in Alariwo's Brothers group back then. I was like,
Yeah.
look at God. And it's that song till today. You want to start a party, you know, it's one of them. It's just like Raise the Roof, like Jasmine Loffin's Raise the Roof.
Yeah.
Within that never say die, always classic party starter record.
Yeah. Honestly, this is like the Nigerian version of Ja Rule's Always on Time.
Yeah.
Remember when Always on Time was hot, right? And you go to all those house parties when we're young, all the girls and guys, they all forming, sitting down. But when Always on Time comes on, everybody just kind of stand up.
Everybody steps up, man.
Nah, so come on, man. Top 10.
We can't. No, Osagie, we can't do this. It's too.
It is a top
it's
10
too-
record. Why are you trying to fight it?
It's too early in the morning.
Hear this.
please.
Oh, what criteria?
Come on,
That
man.
was Shaman, right?
Yes,
Shaman, right?
Shaman, man.
Shout out to Shaman, because if you look at his production, it sounds similar to K Solo. That whole reggaeton pop thing, it sounds similar, and that's the sound of the time actually. So
K Solo is the architect.
no, K Solo is, I think, it's probably most underrated in the Afrobeat generation. Probably the most underrated.
Yeah, I think, and that's why branding is so important, right? There's something about branding, and that's why I give it to SARS. SARS has always controlled his narrative. If you try and control it, he takes it back. And it's also a reason why he's been a bit reclusive. Is that the word? He's not just out there and
Yeah.
anywhere. he's been able
It's
to,
very
and
premium.
yeah, it's the price of it. Like, he's put himself in that premium space. Now it's easy for a Nigerian music producer. Like, why are you being premium? You should spread yourself around and work with people. But I think SARS is smart enough to understand that the more I spread myself thin, the um the less worth I can garner and just hold on to myself. So
Yeah.
I like how he's been able to control his narrative, appear where he wants to appear, and all of that. K Solo again, man, is the architect. See, K Solo,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to draw the family tree, you're gonna get Terry G from there. You're gonna
Yeah.
get Sam Clare from there.
Mm-hmm.
And if I dare say, you even get some Mastercraft from there. Even though shout out
Mm-hmm.
to Mastercraft, because Mastercraft is another
Another
planet on its
lineage on
own.
his own.
Is another planet on its own. But in terms of branding, you look at all these other guys we just mentioned, all the guys we mentioned, and then just compare with SARS. SARS
Yeah.
has been able to control his narrative. And here we have it, man. He's still making songs with Ashake and Travis Scott in 2024.
It's amazing, man.
His debut was 2007, 8, I believe, when he did
Yeah.
Banging for Rugged Man.
Yeah, Umbangi is emulating. Yeah.
Funny enough, he even did the first. It was even the Lord of Ajasa record he did before he did
Yeah, funny
the.
enough, he was actually in that coded tunes and circle for a bit. Because I remember when I interviewed him for Reminisce, he was speaking about how he met Reminisce and all that.
Yeah,
Wasn't he the one that did I think he's the one now. One chance. Burn it up, turn it up.
yeah, he
Go
did
to
One
the
Chance.
world, one chance.
That's one of his first
Bro.
productions. So One
Yeah.
Chance, Ombangi, what's the name of that Lord of Ajasa record? There's a Lord of Ajasa record that was now flipped, right? They now flipped the Lord of Ajasa record, and then it became the Rocket Man record. But he
Oh.
produced. In fact, you know what is crazy? For the Banging record, Rugged Man actually calls him Osas, which
Okay,
kind
bless
of
you, that I never get street name.
which kind of
I
annoyed
never
me a
get street
bit,
name that time.
if you guys know. But yeah, no, like he was up and coming back then. Up and coming. Let me see if I think I got Banging here. I think I got Banging here.
Rugged Man has worked with some choice producers in his career.
No,
Kai.
Rugged
Hmm.
Man is
OJB, Paul Play,
he's been
Aikaba,
around town.
Sasas.
He's
What the
been
fuck?
around town. Rugged Man has been around town. And you gotta respect him for that. That's why I respect Rugged Man. Because he's been there. He's done it.
Yeah.
Anyways, man, shout out to all the producers we just talked to. Yeah, round of applause for everybody, man. Round of applause for all of them. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I like people who put in work. So shout out to K Solo, everybody, man. Terry G. Oh my god, there was that phase where Terry G was giving everybody. Like, you
Even
get a
Nitosi.
hit, you get a
Even
hit.
Nitosi had to come down.
Yeah. He gave it to Netosi. That's crazy. What's your favorite?
Neto,
What's your favorite Terry G production? Not his own record.
AY.com. Pass me your love.
The Pass
That's
Me
a
Your Love is
monster. Bro, that's a monster. Or in case you never know. I think that's him too now, right?
Well, in case you never know. That's him now.
In case you never. Is that or those two?
You know what he did with In Case You Never, like, why I like In Case. Two Shots had just left Storm Records, right? Where he did Commercial
Yeah.
Avenue, his third album. The album is considered a flop. It didn't just work, Some really good tracks there. Did some tracks there, blah, blah, blah. This guy just says, you know what? I'm going to make an album called Music Business, and I'm just going to meet the number one madman in town who's going to make all my
And let's do
records
it.
for me. And
Everybody dance, pick up with a lighter, make the girls them party.
you remember this record?
Make gonna go so high and high. This one you want to refuse. Make everybody them come closer. Somebody wanna get closer. Yes, you never know. Now maybe them mama. Yes, you never know. Muna motu shode by my side. Yes, you never know. Everywhere you go, the people.
Even with Timaya singing off key.
Yes, you never know.
Timaya didn't care about that.
Yes, you never know. Padam, now maybe them mama. Padam, yes, you never know. Padam, now maybe them mama.
My name is Too Short when I step on stage. Fits give me 2 mil for my my minimum wage. Cause when I rage, they hold down my lava the face. From the weather any day, in the water away. I dey fly. See all this babe, all of them they wonder. I know they talk too much, I just drive. 22 spinning when I drive by. See all these boys, they to the show. These days, all of them they carry no. Me I no sing, cause in the end, they know they gun body, they won't play. I'm so happy, I'm so proud. I know they hide anything, I'm so loud. So everybody clear road that they come. Especially these people where they form.
Guess you never know. Now we be the mama. Guess you never know. Umuna motu shot by my side. Guess you never know. Everybody know the people them they holla. Guess you never know. Everybody done they holla. Guess you never know. Everybody say now we be the mama.
You know the crazy thing? This
Honest.
sound continued to find its way into other production houses. Like, I think this is the most, apart from the pump sound, this is the most transferred sound all the way,
Yeah.
like starting from K Solo's era.
Mhm.
Because you
That whole
can't,
reggaeton Niger feel to it.
you can't tell me this is not part of it. This is it, right? It's still that sound.
Yeah.
Everybody say now we can like be this.
Everybody say, if you like it, good day. If you like it, bad day. Anything when you do for this life, my brother, not for your head, though. This one not true story, oh. They mountains that's my road. Anywhere when we dey cross the go, that's all the people them are mental, oh. If you get the money, you no get it. I saw some people go the best say. If you talk, you no talk, they go say you too talk. Make we just take jolly they go. Them mama, them papa, make una hear me well, oh. Hey, who God has blessed, no one can cause.
Shout out
Alabama
to Jay
music,
Mountains. Yeah, shout out to
Sweet.
Jay. Sweet record. And don't forget this record as well.
Peter and Paul.
Now your hand working. I say it no easy, yeah. To the sing and the dance and the people they rejoice, yeah. My brother, my sister, don't be today. If you good to a party, yeah, make we the tango, yeah. Baba God, now your hand working, yeah. Don't be lie, yeah. I say no be lie, yeah. No be everybody. Why sleep for night? You wake up, see the light, yeah. See the future is bright, yeah. I need the enter for I, yeah. Make you do your best, yeah. Baba God go handle the rest, yeah.
Steve, now vibe now. You know the vibe now. What's the happen now? Just strong face.
No
At
need
this
to
stage.
take your body. If
Now
you
you're
know
not
the
even
God
40
way,
yet. What's going on?
that's some baby dead body. Nobody did no baby. When you fall, you go stand up
Ayo,
again.
see,
You try
the
him
vibe
again,
like woman.
again and again
We don't
and
walk,
again. Cause
even
you
though
know
Sabi
easy,
doing
yeah.
Please, this is a youthful
The sing and the
podcast.
dance and the people they rejoice, yeah.
No easy, we know.
My brother,
easy.
my sister.
But no be today. Come
If
on.
you good to a party, yeah, make we the tango, yeah. Baba God, now your hand working.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hopefully boys and girls don't listen to this podcast. Also, ladies and gentlemen, or anything you identify as, you're welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, the one in town, the one and only Loose Talk. I have with me some extinguished, blessed, reputable gentlemen in the building. I am blessed and humbled to have them as my co-hosts. The one and only, the writer, the Afrobeat connoisseur, the pen, like I like to call him, Mr. Ayo Mide Oluwasegun Tayo II.
Thank you. We're
I
in the
have with
building.
me my warrior, Agbo Avenger,
Oh God. I think I prefer this to Okota Champion.
He's solo evangelist.
I solo like a solo.
I solo like you gotta I solo like a solo, baby. Ugeli's finest.
Let's go. Ugili's finest care.
Is your are you not hold on. When you got married,
Yeah.
where did I sleep that night? No, it's a question, no. Because I left my home, I left the comfort of my home and took a trip down south. Shout out to Erica New Money.
You didn't leave from the comfort of your home. You left from the comfort of Ibadan, also, or Ilorin, or somewhere in the southwest.
Who told you? Who told you there was no comfort there where I was living? Who said there was no comfort there? I left the comfort of something.
Okay.
And took a trip down south.
Yeah, sure.
Even though some other people on this podcast didn't even bother.
Yeah, listen, I walk.
You know, give a shout applause to myself. Let me give an applause to myself.
Somebody had to hold down the fort.
Yeah, shout out to you, man.
You know, so please, Ugeli's finest. Got to put that in there.
We out here.
You know, an Agbo Avenger, a deeper life advocate.
Let's go,
Mr. Steve.
Let's go.
Shout out to everybody.
We don't just leave us. Now the only place where we're they be there. But we're still holding down the fort. We're still there now.
Yeah, we did.
Let me see the face of the Lord. Baba go see the face of the Lord. I don't understand.
We did. I want to give a shout out to everybody. Thank you for listening, guys. I want to give a special shout out, round of applause to those who donate to this podcast. We hold you in high regard. And we want to say thank you for your donations. If you guys want to donate, if you haven't donated before, just check the show notes of the podcast wherever you're listening to. YouTube Music. We're on YouTube Music now too. Applause to that as well. But now on YouTube Music, you can now listen to Loose Talk on YouTube Music. For those who use YouTube Music, if you don't want to go to YouTube, I mean, we're on YouTube Music as well, and we're every other place you get your podcast. Look in the show notes. There's a link to where you can donate and support the podcast. You know, it takes a lot of effort, time, and resources to put this thing together that we give you guys free. You know, every week in, week out. You know, some people have now started demanding 4-hour episodes. You know, like I said, it's not happening again. That will never. I won't say never, but you know, speaking for 4 hours is also a lot. But we like to talk, so let's see how it goes. But yeah, I want to give a shout out. That's my shout out this week. Shout out to all the people who support and support the podcast. And for you who haven't supported the podcast, what are you doing? Why aren't you sharing the podcast? Share it. Send it to your friends. Hey guys, is this fun stuff we listen to? It's really nice. You know, I want you guys to. Why do you like hoarding things for yourselves? Why? Is it a Nigerian thing? What's the problem? I want to know why. It's not like if you share it, the bandwidth will be too much and then the podcast will crash. No, it can be shared. It's not possible. It's not. The platform we're using, in fact, there's space. There's plenty of space.
Oh, shit.
There's no bandwidth issue. Share it. You know, share it on your social media. Put it up. Put it on your IG stories. You know, shout out to those who do because I get the notifications. They always tag me. I don't know if they tag you guys as well. So there's a guy, in fact, every week in, week out, you know what, brother? God bless you. God bless you. So please share the podcast with friends and family. It's a family podcast, you know. We don't curse here. We don't, you know, all we discuss here is just good stuff. So please go ahead and share it. But yeah, it's great to have you guys. How is everybody doing? I'm just going to do a quick round. I'll start with me this time. I'm doing great. In fact, this week was very motivating for me. You know, when you see you have your little actions and the little contributions to what you do suddenly become a huge result, you know, like all those micro doses of actions that you do steadily, you know, those atomic habits, so to say, leads to something really good.
Okay.
That is what I'm experiencing, and I'm hopeful. Another thing I'm hopeful for is um like when your plans are clear and you know what to do and you have actionable insights. Ooh, that shit is like adrenaline. And you can get stuck in that stuff because that's crazy. And I've been stuck in that loop before where you're like, oh man, this is what I want to do. This thing just clicked. And that thing is like an adrenaline. Does that happen to you guys? Where there's a plan that comes into your head, everything is straight, and you're like, oh man, I got it. And people going through that cycle of always trying to chase that high. So they are always like starting new things and all of that and all of that and all of that. And I've gotten into that cycle before. You guys know, I'll just call you guys and start giving you the idea. And then I don't execute some of those things. Some of them I end up executing. But one thing I've noticed is that consistency, first of all, just starting and then being consistent in small doses. You don't need to put too much. It's like exercising, right? I went to exercise this morning and there's a park where that has like some free gymming tools, and I
Yeah.
did 20 sets. I did 5 sets of like 20 reps on different things. Actually I did 3 because I can't kill myself today, and and all of that, right? I did 3, and I just thought about it, like, imagine you doing this for 6 months straight, right? There is going to be some sort of change. And I think that's where people struggle the most, including myself. Like, how do I be consistent? What drives me to be consistent? And for me, it's like different things that then come into place there. What are you listening to? What are you consuming? What are you eating? Who are you talking to? What are you reading? How have you planned? Do you have like a daily or weekly planner? Are you looking forward to like scoring those goals? Those are the things that you have to put in place. And for me, once you take one of those things out, the rest start to like shake. And so everything has to be like,
Yeah.
fixed in. I don't know, Ayo, before you go into your week, tell us about your gym routine. Have you gone back? Have you resumed at the gym? I know
There's
you were
one
going
guy.
to the gym consistently at some point.
Yeah, there's one trainer that keeps disturbing me. That guy's been disturbing me for like a year now. So I'm going back to the gym next month. Shout out to the guy's persistence, because I never understand that guy's persistence before. I left the gym. I did like 6 or 7 months straight. Then I left. It was not hard to get back. But I'm going back to the gym next month, inshallah, God willing. Yeah.
I mean. So how was your week?
My week was good. Did a lot of work. Did a lot of private work, and I'm also doing some projects. I'm also doing. I didn't allow the first scarcity to bog me down. I did what I had to do. It
Yeah.
has been good. It has been chilled so far. Thank God. No major issues.
No major issues, only minor issues. No
Yeah.
major issues. All right, cool. Mr. Dede.
Well, actually, nothing really quite weak. I'm on leave. Lots of sleep. Lots of hanging with the farm. Yeah, just an indoor week. I've not really been out like that. Just doing a lot of shopping via like online platforms. I'm just trying to set the creep up, reset the creep, and just hanging in there, my brothers. It's not easy.
Hanging in
Too
there.
much money.
You guys, I didn't tell you guys something. A few
Oh.
weeks ago, guess what? And this is for the 1.0 listeners. I was on a Zoom call with Padede.
Oh.
If you
Yeah,
guys
yeah, yeah,
remember,
yeah.
don't F up the
Don't fuck up the
money.
money.
Don't fuck up the money, my nigga.
That's what, yeah. So shout out to Padede. That's Steve's dad. If you're for y'all who don't know, I haven't seen him in years. It was good to see him. And I saw him, we talked a bit. But yeah, it was good to see your dad, man.
Yeah. Awesome. Same here. I was happy to see it too. You could
Yeah.
tell.
I hadn't seen him since the wedding.
Yeah. That's true.
Wow. All right, that was good to know. That was good to know. What is popping? What is happening in Nigeria? Where do we start?
A lot. A lot.
Let's start with good news.
First of all,
What's the
it
good
just
news?
takes 1 week. Do you know the amount of content we get? Like the amount of content we get in a week.
It's overwhelming from Nigeria.
It's a lot. And do I thank Nigeria
Nigeria is a
because
content farm.
there's just a lot of content.
Yeah.
Where do we start? There's so much to start with. I'm looking at the docket and, well, this is not, I mean, damn. What Where do we start? Where do we start? Where do we start? You know what? Let's start with some pop culture.
Okay.
Let's
Hey,
start with
Let's
some
go.
pop
I ain't
culture.
mad at that.
So let's start.
I ain't mad at
Funny
that.
enough, people like what we talk about, especially people in the diaspora, when we kind of like give them insight as to what is happening. But I don't want it to take a toll on my mental health where I just end up
It's too
complaining
much,
about the
please.
country every
Yeah.
and it's getting
I
worse.
beg.
And guess
Mm-hmm.
what, guys? We do a lot of filtering. If we really want to talk about what is happening or want to just go in depth in it, I don't know, we just start cursing people. You know what? Let's start with the current affairs. Okay, we start with some good news. I don't know how you consider this as good news because maybe you look at it as good news, but all around it's just bad news. But let's start like this. 20
Where's the good
Nigerian
news?
medical students who were recently kidnapped on their way to a convention have been freed more than a week after their adoption. Now,
Ah,
Yeah.
that's good news. That's good
Steve
news.
says it's
Guy,
good
now
news.
you're in the
A
context of
week.
the country.
A week.
Man,
No,
come
a
on
week.
now, Sags. Let's
Oh,
take this. Let's take this. Let's celebrate this. It's not
How
easy.
is this? How is this good news? Okay,
Osagie.
can I say something?
Osagie.
Can I?
Let me just
Can
let
you?
me let me
Can we
just
give a round of
interject a bit.
applause to this? We can't.
Okay, yes. No,
Can
we can
we?
give.
We
You can
can't.
give.
No,
Yes,
are
you
you going to
can.
give
You
a
can.
round of applause? Who are you giving a round of applause to? The kidnappers for leaving them, or for them just? That's why I'm saying it's not good
Osagie.
news, guys.
This week, a traditional ruler who had been kidnapped for months was killed.
Yes.
Was killed.
Yeah.
So they're coming out. Ah, this is a miracle. This is RCCG miracle. Celestial Church of Christ miracle. This is Thanksgiving. Hey, what do you mean? In
We're
the
in the
Nigerian
end times.
context,
We're in the end game.
we're a long time. That happened a long time ago, bro.
All right, let me read the Al Jazeera report. It says 20 Nigerian medical students who were kidnapped on their way to a convention have been freed more than a week after their abduction, police said. Gunmen seized the students on August 15 as they traveled to a conference in Benue State in the center of the country and later demanded a ransom. The Nigerian police spokesman Olumuyiwa Adejobi on Saturday said, "We confirm the release on Friday of our brothers and sisters and some other Nigerians who were in captivity in Intunkon Forest, Benue State." The state police said in a statement that they had confirmed the release of 20 students from the University of Maiduguri and University of Jos. The students were freed without any ransom paid. The group was rescued tactically and professionally. The country's police chief had this week deployed a tactical squad in Benue State as part of efforts to find the latest victims of a rising wave of adoptions in Africa's most populous country. Yada yada yada, boom boom boom. One thing I do not see here. Oh, there's some data here. The Nigerian consultancy SBM Intelligence said it had recorded 4,777 kidnappings in the country between President Bola Ahmed Tinubu taking power in May 2023 and January 2024. That is
Yoruba people
crazy.
have a song for this.
That is
Yoruba people that
crazy.
go to church. Yoruba people that go to church have a song for this.
That
Have a song.
guys, that
Let
is
me sing.
crazy.
Okay, you want me to sing the song?
Please.
I'll interpret it for you. Gbé àgbélébù rẹ, ó wúwo bí kò wúwo. You know what that means? Carry your cross. Whether light or heaven, carry your cross and just follow Jesus. That's all I can say.
How
We're
do you know this song?
averaging-
Considering that you've not been to church in the last 10 years.
That's when we are going to church as children.
Oh, okay. Train up a child in the way she grow. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But you've departed. Anyway, let's go back to kidnapping.
Guys, we're averaging 500. Let's just say we're averaging about 600 kidnappings every month from that statistics.
That's fire.
That's our gold medal. If you're looking for your gold medal at the Olympics,
That's
our
fire.
Olympics gold medal.
I don't think any other country is doing this amount of kidnappings.
I don't even think South American countries are doing that amount. We can check, sure, but I'm
Just
not sure.
imagine going for the Nigerian kidnappers going for like World Kidnapping Conference, maybe in Mexico,
bro.
right? And it's time for them to do presentation. 500 kidnappings per every month in a country of 200 million. It's okay numbers. Do you get like people are putting in the work. They
Bro,
dey try.
you know, the way you say it, that they're going for a conference. No, they are giving a master class. I don't, you say going for a conference. They are giving a master class, which will be
True.
well attended. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Other countries' kidnappers will be like, "How do you guys have any sort of security at all?" Like,
you know, is there any insights? Is there any latest technology you're using? How
Exactly
do you
that you're
bypass
using.
security? It's close to like 596 kidnappings every month since he took. Like, come on, man. Are we joking? A total of 4,777 kidnappings
It's crazy.
from
Guys,
May
guys,
2023 to January 2024. It's not even up to a year.
guys, how many do you say it again? 4,000, right?
Oh, yeah, over 4,700.
I have the countries with the highest kidnapping rates in 2023 right here. I'm looking for Nigeria.
Which country is
and,
that?
I'm looking for Nigeria, and hold on.
I'll scroll to the
I
top.
haven't seen Nigeria on this. No, I've scrolled to the top.
What's the number? What's the number you saw?
It's either we are not being recorded or ranked.
Yeah.
hold
So
on.
what's the number that you saw on that list?
There's no Nigeria on this list. That's the thing.
No,
That's the
like
problem.
what's the number used? Like for the first, what country is number one? Like how many kidnappings do they have in a year?
Turkey is there, and 42 per 100,000 people. Which I'm not sure is correct.
These are this thing Anthony Marshall numbers. We're doing Haaland numbers here. We're doing Will Chamberlain numbers here, man.
It's crazy.
You understand? We're doing, bro. We're doing Haaland numbers here. These are astronomical numbers. This is Real Madrid Cristiano Ronaldo numbers.
You also know the problems we have with stats and numbers in this country because things are not officially filed, you know.
But Mexico is still number one.
We know that a lot of kidnappings in Nigeria are not officially reported because of that fear of once you tell the police we're going to kill the victim. You get so they pay the ransom quietly, they get the victims back, sometimes they kill them, right? Like I know, for example, like I have, like I said it on this podcast, I have like an uncle who was kidnapped on his way to a wedding in the east from Asaba. And he was kidnapped. The ransom was paid until today. It's been like 4 years now, 3 years now. Until today, he has not been found. Do you get? And they paid the ransom. They paid the ransom, and immediately the kidnappers cut contact, and that was it. He has not been found today, so it's presumed that he's dead, right?
How long ago was this?
Like 3 years ago. So.
Damn.
Yeah, 3 years ago. I only knew like about 6 months ago.
No closure for that family.
No closure.
No closure. Do you get? So him and my dad grew up in the village, came to Lagos, like from Lagos, and went back to the village also at the same time. Also, they're age mates. And that was how I'm not sure that case was officially, maybe it was reported after, right? After the incident, because you know how it is in Nigeria. You have that fear that even if I go and report to the police, they won't be able to do anything. So I think officially, from a number standpoint, I don't think Nigeria is well reported in terms of like crimes in anything, right? Yeah.
Even sexual assault too. I don't think we are.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that is even worse.
That's even worse.
I'm sure we'll be doing South Africa numbers. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Do you know Evans was? You know Evans now, the guy, I can't remember his name, but if you guys know Evans, the popular kidnapper that was based in Lagos.
Evans Carlo Abios, name, I forgot.
Evans was kidnapping before he became notorious, before the stories hit the papers and he hit media for everybody to know. This guy had kidnapped, he was steadily kidnapping people in that Festac area in Lagos.
Yeah, even before he come in here, I think he was from Anambra, then he came to Festac. And for years, he had been just operating before he came into the limelight.
Yeah, people were just paying the ransom. They weren't reporting anything.
Yes, yeah.
You know,
it's crazy. And
it's
a good thing that we found the 20 because it would have been a terrible.
20
it's
crazy.
Students. It's crazy.
It's crazy. But you know one thing, right? These things don't happen without some sort of people in certain security agencies being in
Being
bed with these
compromised.
guys.
Yeah.
I like it. I
Oh,
like how
you
you
got
said
this.
it, being compromised. Being compromised, because not everybody. Some people that are in those agencies that actually compromise, so they might send
Yeah.
them the wrong way. I don't know if you read Fisayo Shoyombo's FIJ report on the whole smuggling thing, right?
Yeah.
What he was trying to explain there was, while some
They're all in
they are
bed.
bad eggs, there are some bad eggs in the agencies. What also
Yeah.
happens is that the agency tries to do its job, but the bad eggs just lead them down the wrong, you know,
Path. Yeah.
path and all of that. Might tell them, oh, we have intelligence that this guy is smuggling something on Thursday morning, but actually it happens on Wednesday night.
On Wednesday nights, and the guy gets a free pass.
Yeah.
That's why I often scoff at, you know, at like the news or stories of arrest of kidnappers, right? Like, I don't think it's well comprehensive enough. Like, for example, in Evan's case, right? You know, I want to see like the team, like who's the policeman, who are the guys in the police force that he's working with, like who are the accountant, who are the informants in banks, because sometimes the people they go after, there's a kind of assurance that these guys have money. Do you get? And that will come from like maybe like an informant in the bank giving them the bank details, the balance details of how much these people. Because I've heard stories of kidnappers telling you how much you have in so bank, right? Saying, oh, you have so balance in this account, for in the last 2 years. So give us this money or we'll kill you. Do you get? Like I've heard stories of them being this specific. So that means they have like informants in the bank. They have like police officers. They kidnapped someone from Onitsha. After they paid the ransom, they found the person in Port Harcourt, like in River State, in the forest in River State. Do you know like the logistics to take someone who has been kidnapped unwillingly from Anambra State, Onitsha to Port Harcourt, right?
What was the mode of transportation? Who were involved?
You can't drive in the east. I went to a wedding in Port Harcourt last year. That's the last time I went to the east, right? Like via road trip, right? Like you can't do like 200 kilometers without meeting a checkpoint, either military or police checkpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how come someone was able to move someone from Onitsha to Port Harcourt, right? Did they use like any sort of water system? I don't get it, right? So the setup is kind of sophisticated, right? And when they arrest kidnappers, they just show one person or the leader or the gang without giving us a detail. Like for example, the most celebrated Evans arrest, where that really elevated Abakari to God status in the
Super
security
Cop.
agencies. To the Super Cop, thank you.
Super
right?
Taylor.
I don't see that arrest as being comprehensive enough, because you're just showing me Evans, right? Evans was kidnapping people in Lagos, putting them in cars.
It works in a whole crew. Where's the crew?
You get like,
in fact, it's not even a crew anymore. It's a syndicate.
Thank you. It's not even the crew it's not even the armed crew I'm talking about now. I'm talking about
the syndicate. The person that works in the bank, the person that receives the money, the person that helps him launder the money.
We don't get these things. Like for example, this case of like medical students being rescued.
I'm reading the whole report now, Steve, and there is no place where they tell us who the kidnappers are. They don't tell us they were arrested. They don't tell us who they are. Nothing.
No, later on, I think later on they've been testified. They claim that they've been arrested. They've rounded up the.
It's not in this report.
It's not in that report.
And
right?
There's a statement from a policeman here.
It's true.
From a police spokesperson.
On Twitter, there's a photo. There's a photo that has been circulated of guys who are arrested. Right? No, I've not seen any names. I've not seen, like, it's just so vague. Like, why is it that vague? Do you get? And that's why I really don't trust that system enough. And that's the scary thing about it.
It is scary. It is scary. I don't see how this is good news, but good news to the people that got released. I wanted to ask though, I heard that the conference they were going to attend the conference, right? And the conference held despite them being the kidnapped.
Are you surprised? There's no value for Nigerian life. They got kidnapped.
I wanted to ask you guys, and wanted to know your take on that. Was it right for the conference to still hold?
I don't know. I'm divided with that. A part of me wants them to, to cancel it. A part of me is saying, what if there are about 600 more people there? What did they do? Like, we don't know the number of the attendants, like attendees at the conference. We don't know the logistics behind it. If it's the national conference, that means medical doctors or medical students from all universities in Nigeria. So I'm quite divided. I don't know what to think about that, to be very honest. I've assessed the situation, but I wasn't able to come to like a conclusion. So, and I left it like that.
Yeah, I feel the same way as well. Um,
They released a statement though.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
I think they did. Yeah, of course, condemning and urging security agencies to please act, blah 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 blah, stuff like that. But not specifically why the conference continued despite the kidnapping incident. Right?
yeah,
Do
it
you
was
get?
the the Annual Federation of Catholic Medical and Dental Students
Yeah.
convention.
Okay.
Mm,
Convention.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that was what
you-
they were. That's the name of the conference that was held. And I think I see the point there where if it's a federal or at least it's a national convention and it's an annual national convention, um, I guess it still has to hold. You can't stop it.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that, to be very honest. I
I
don't know
don't
where I
think
stand.
stopping like you have to look at it. Okay, not holding the conference. Are you trying to make a statement with that? Because you cannot just
What?
hold the conference.
Thank you. How does it help with the whole situation?
Yeah.
Do you get?
Are you
Okay.
saying, you know what, we're not holding this conference? And as a matter of fact, we are not even continuing our practice until the government, and you use that to put pressure on the government to say, we're
Yeah.
bringing a light to the people that
To
are
this
kidnapped.
incident.
Yes.
Yeah.
And saying
Yeah.
that, the federal or the government needs to protect its citizens more. We can't have bandits kidnapping people, XYZ. What are you
And
going to
life is
do?
just going on. Life will continue to go on as if nothing has happened. You
Yeah.
get?
But other than that, in as much as, some people might say it's tone deaf, but I think you're just a bit too woke. I think the conference should hold.
Yeah,
Because
maybe.
you look at it this way, if some people were coming to to people who were going to attend the conference died in a car accident, would the conference still hold?
Yeah,
It
it's
would.
Definitely.
still they'll do 1 minute silence for them.
Yeah, exactly, to still hold. So, and that's the bitter truth of life. The show goes on, and it just shows how um nobody is indispensable.
At all.
Nobody.
Yeah.
You die today, tomorrow they feel your position at work. You die today, tomorrow, another person, if you're an artist and you're a musician, another person has taken the sound. You never even die gone, they don't carry your sound.
Now so
You know,
So
I guess we'll get into that. Our Afrobeat correspondent to give us more insight on why Afrobeat artists cannot just do simple interviews and, and keep it moving.
and
But
just
yeah,
go.
I hope
but still on this kidnapping stuff, right?
yes.
One of the reasons why I don't have faith in this current administration is it is clear to see that the security architecture in Nigeria needs to be overhauled completely because we have security challenges that clearly the police force and the army can't deal with anymore. But if
I
those
don't
in
think
Abuja are still fine with the escorts, it's all good.
I don't think you can overhaul something that does not exist. That's the way I see
Down on
it.
Disha.
I don't
Yeah,
think there is no security architecture.
there's no architecture. It has cash
Don't let's
totally.
define what we have as a poor security architecture. It's not
It's
poor.
not even poor. It's not poor
There's
anymore.
nothing, there's no structure,
Yeah,
there's
it's
no architecture.
non-existent.
Yeah.
It's
There is actually no
non-existent.
law and order in this country. It's
There
just
isn't.
yeah.
And that's the thing that worries me the most. How on one side you think things are working, and to be honest, you kind of see how things are working. But then on another side, it's just crazy. I'll give you an example. Lagos, I think is the RRS, right? Rapid Response Squad. They
Yes.
have a short code you can call just like the 911. I think it's 112. And if you
Yeah.
do call 112, they actually pick up. Because I remember one
Mhm.
time I was staying in Ojota, right? And some crazy stuff was going down. And I called 112 and they picked up and they got my information and
And they pulled up.
they took my, I won't call it a statement, but like whatever I was trying to relate, they listened and they got to it. And I think after some time, I heard they're like patrol van. And I think the next day or 2 days later, somebody called me to say I called we know you called the short code, the RSS code, where you attended to. So that person was doing like a short survey for follow-up and feedback. So that
Mhm.
works. And you are confident in the system, say, oh, so if anything is going down, I can call and then they can attend to it. But on the flip side, Your neighbor can just call police for you and arrest you.
Yes.
Just randomly.
Yes.
Do you understand? You just come, Oga. In fact, you guys know of a story where I had an issue with a neighbor, right? Somebody called the police on my behalf. The police arrived. I was in this case, what am I? I'm the
The
complainant, right?
defendant.
I'm the complainant, right? The person who
Yeah.
was causing trouble ran to the police and started explaining her own side of the story. And then the police called me and said, Oga, we need to see you at the station. And I'm like, hold on, yeah. I am the one that called you. I'm the complainant in this whole setup. What is wrong with you? And I had to now restructure their mind. Like, oh, sorry, okay, you are the okay. So, madam, we need to see. So, on one end, you believe in the system. Then on the other end, the system is just broken. So it doesn't, there's no security architecture.
There
How
is
is it
actually.
so
There's none.
easy to be able to use the Nigerian police force as work for hire? How is it so easy that even though we have a shortage of people in the Nigerian police force, they are readily available for the elites, including the biggest music stars or entertainers or anybody
30
who has
December
money
is
to pay
coming.
them?
30 December is coming, man. That's a cash out period.
Do you understand? How is it so that they are ready with their guns, their trucks, and everything, and then they are following these people around, but you don't even have police, officers
And
in your
guess
neighborhood?
what? Guess what? Every
Yeah.
year, the Inspector General comes out to say that all Nigerian policemen that are with VIPs should go back to the police command. That they should not be attached.
Every year, yeah.
He says that every year. And a day later, I'll see somebody pulling up with heavy convoy.
You guys know of a
Is it-
time I was going to Port Harcourt. It was myself, C Classic, and Ayola Salako.
When you guys missed your flights.
We missed our flight to PH. We had to go by road. We went to Jibo, got in a Sienna. Boom, hit the road. Before we could get out of Lagos, you know the traffic, because you had to go through Ojota. Finally got out of Lagos. It was super late. We're speeding at 120. I'll never do this again, by the way. And then,
Go on, try on now.
anyways, to cut the long story short, they were robbing somebody in front. They robbed they put logs of wood on the road. This luxurious bus. So the idea is when you see the log of wood, you slow down, then they come and rob you guys. This luxurious bus hit the log of wood and kept going. They shot into it. They killed somebody. The guy was standing and they killed him. While all this was happening, as we're going, we saw a flash from the bush side, but our driver didn't pay attention. Like he saw it, but he kept moving. Who's going to stop then? So, anyways, it's 2 a.m. in the morning or 3 a.m. in the morning. Now, a lot of people are parked at the side. The robbers have left. The man is on the floor dead. They've used a wrapper to cover his face. He's dead. He's gone. No information, no nothing. If he doesn't even have his ID card there, how do you even start to track who this guy is? Because some of these guys, they don't even sign the manifest. Some do. If he didn't sign the manifest, that's it. His family will keep looking for him. Anyways, it gets to 4 o'clock in the morning. Daylight is approaching. Then the police arrive. And then the guy says, oh, now we they flash una, so now they pass that time. Everybody now looks to the policeman and the policeman and say, flash una we supposed they road, they attack, blah, 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 blah. The man say,
they waiting.
how you want make attack? You know, see the kind pump action they hold. See my gun now. See my gun. I feel use this kind gun. Fire these people. In fact, the guy started complaining so much. The policeman started crying. We started consoling him. So it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. Don't worry.
The irony of this thing was that the NSAS protest was meant to fix this kind of thing in the Nigerian police. But at the end of the day, I mean, they are under-equipped, understaffed, underpaid, under-trained. I don't even know what to call it, man. What we don't have is we don't have a police in this country. We do not have.
Yeah, I believe that's the first step to fixing the Nigerian police force. I believe that's the first step.
What's
the first step is enabling these police officers and their families. Bro, you've seen that barracks now, Ayo.
Bro, I pass there every day.
I
passed
know
there.
somebody
You know,
that grew
one
up in
day
that barracks. My friend Christopher worked with him. That barracks,
is a ghetto. Is a ghetto.
I'm
Not
so I
true.
don't know how to describe it.
How about the one on the island that they were arguing whether they should demolish or not?
Yeah.
It's like a ghetto. Pay policemen enough so that they can rent houses out and live in the community they are meant to protect. I don't know why you are putting them especially in a barrack, so and you don't pay them. No, fam.
I don't know. It's not surprising that like it's what do you expect when you give like power to people without empowering them? What would they do? They go and seek powers themselves. Like that's
Yeah.
why they abuse power. Maybe they will aid kidnappers or robbers or whatever it is. Like it's dangerous for a country to have a police force that's so underpaid and not taken care of. It's a time bomb, and that's why these people, they can't risk their life for anything. They can't put in enough work to prevent. That's why they're kidnappers everywhere. Do you imagine
Yeah,
in
no.
Sokoto, his traditional ruler was killed after the ransom was paid? Like it's insane. And Nigeria, the landmass is so big, right?
It's so big.
Criminals are now using it as an advantage, and Nigerian police, Nigerian security don't have enough personnel.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, there's the corruption and competence part, but my brothers and sisters and my good people of Nigeria, there's also a personnel problem. Nigerian police, the Nigerian Security Agency don't have enough people. Why? Because of corruption. They don't have enough, they've not allocated enough money to hire a lot of people, to train them and arm them well to cover these areas. It's hard. It's hard.
Though. It's hard.
Yes. It's hard.
Look at Sambisa.
Yes. How can you cover? How many people in the military can you use to cover it? And this Nigerian military that does not have like a PR, a good PR, or like does not have a well put together driven agenda to lure people in like the American military and other militaries of like world powers, right? Where they can use patriotism and and so many storylines to like recruit people. Now there's no recruitment because it's just apart from like the elites, people who go to like the military schools, the majors, the guys who have degrees, the normal recruits are just like, sorry to say, with all due respect, hopeless people who don't have any place in the society. Where they say, okay, let me go and join the military, right? And we can't continue like that. It's not strategic enough. You can't use it to win battle. You can't use it to win the war against crime. Because one thing these criminals do is that they are very, very, very intelligent and smart. Do you get? So for you to have, to put out the strategy to outsmart them and catch them, you have to be well paid so that you be well fed. When you are well fed, you can think well. You are smart enough. Do you get? You can't expect somebody who's not eating for 2 days or who is on the roadside where sun don't beat, asking motorists for money for water. You can't expect those people. When the robbers come, they go to the bush and start flashing lights at Osagie and his crew. Do you get? Because it's not easy now. They don't have enough.
That's the best they can do.
Yeah, that's the best they can do now. What do you want them to do? Do you get? That's the second time. Like, I remember when they robbed. There was one time they robbed Agbo. They robbed all the banks in Agbo one night. Like they robbed, I think it's Zenith Bank. I don't know if it's all the banks. They robbed the particular bank, in Agbo. But the way the robbery went, the robbers stood at all the strategic junctions, like strategic points all through the city, all through the town, and started shooting at once. So you think maybe they are robbing you on the streets. Do you get? Like the way it was felt, yes. It was as if they were robbing your streets, right? The next morning, everybody woke up and to discover that it was only one bank that they focused on, and they robbed them. I remember going there the next morning because I just came back from Benin that early morning. That morning, I didn't experience the whole thing that happened the previous night where everybody was complaining, but my people said it on the phone as I was entering that morning. So I went straight to the scene, to the Zenith Bank, and I saw policemen. Like, and this is not just ordinary policemen. These are like tactical units, right? Came on the scene and they were admiring the bullets that came out from the guns from the armed robbers, right? And they were like asking themselves, which kind of gun is this? Do you understand? It was so funny.
They are Abri.
This is not the regular police. These are like tactical units, like SARS or whatever it is at that time, right? They looked at the bullet, they were asking each other, which kind of gun with this? Which bullet with this? Do you get? So if our police units If they are like that, how do you expect them to really, really come and solve crime? So that's like the major issues we have in Nigeria, where corruption and incompetence is just crippling every of our institution, including the police.
And we're not even going to go into cybercrime.
No.
Oh no, that's
we don't even have the capacity for it.
And I'm talking about cybercrime within Nigeria, which is,
of course.
a random person calls you and say they work for an XYZ bank, they need your card details to be able to upgrade your account, etc, etc. That happens on a daily, steady. And they are not able to track these people. They are not able to do nothing. Anyways, like Steve said, if you are listening to this and you're in Nigeria and you find yourself kidnapped, unluckily, I feel sorry for you. But if you do have access to a mobile phone, I suggest you quickly go to your Twitter page and curse out the government and the leaders, specifically by mentioning each person's name. I can assure you that the DSS will find you within 48 hours.
Straight off.
ASAP.
It's the only way because with what we've seen, right? It's quite easy for them to always track people that they describe as, how do they describe them? As cyber bullies, right? That's the umbrella in which they use them to covering everything now. They say cyber bullying. So if you're kidnapped, go ahead and cyber bully a couple of people. You know the people to cyber bully so that they can track you down. Hopefully when they track you down, they also track. Well, that's the goal, for them to track you down. That's the only way you can actually get people to or bring attention to your case. Anyways, let's move on from Nigerians and kidnapping to inter-Africa wars.
Oh, what do we call the Nigeria South Africa beef? There must be something. You know how we have the Jollof Derby for Nigeria and Ghana? There must be something we can use to call the Nigeria. Is it apartheid? No, we can't use apartheid.
They call it the unemployment derby.
Okay, yes, I agree.
That's what they call it on Twitter, and I agree, because when I saw the numbers, Nigeria was like just a percentage,
because Chinedu and Kabelo. Chinedu and Kabelo don't have any work.
Biola and Bonang.
All of them there.
Oh man,
it's the unemployment derby. Wow.
The unemployment derby, man. Nigga.
Wow, that is what it is. The unemployment derby. So who wants to take us through this? What the hell? Because I just came on Twitter and I saw everybody just talking about accounts being blocked, bolts this, bolts that. What's the background here?
So apparently, one South African troll decided to book a ride to, I think he was using a boat. So he was basically booking a ride. So he was in South Africa and, he said he was going to Lagos, which is absurd anyway. And obviously, a Nigerian driver picked it up and it caused confusion. And the guy was mocking the Nigerian driver, saying, hey, we are all that wahala and everything. Oh, we're going to inconvenience them, blah, blah, blah. And unfortunately, that poor South African soul does not know or did not know that Nigeria is the capital of joblessness. There are jobless youths who are armed with data, mobile data, and smartphones and can cause wahala.
No, but is that where the whole thing started from?
That's where I saw it from.
Oh, I thought it started from, the lady who was kicked out. Well, wasn't kicked out, but she was bullied.
I don't think was it co-joined. Is it connected?
Yeah, I think so. She withdrew from the Miss South Africa beauty pageant.
That's where the whole thing came.
Let me give you a proper backstory.
Okay, thank you.
That happened with the lady.
Which lady? Some people don't know what we're talking about.
The additional lady who was meant to run for Miss South Africa pageant, but because of question marks concerning her nationality and authenticity of cyberbullying, she pulled out. And Senator Ben Murebus, former DG of the NTA, CEO of Silverbird, and the guy who owns the franchise for Miss World, Miss Universe beauty pageant, invited the lovely lady to come and partake in the Nigerian Miss Universe beauty pageant. And Nigeria welcomed her with open hands. Now, there's a fashion influencer. A lot of people don't know this. His name is Wisdom K, right? And somebody challenged him to do dress up like the nations of the world that went to the Olympics. Now, most people don't know that
that's my favorite fashion influencer, by the way.
that guy is the best. Many
Yeah.
people don't know that guy is an American Nigerian. He has
I had no
Nigerian
idea
heritage.
until when this happened.
Until yeah, and he did like 35. As maybe not out of spite, maybe he just couldn't, because he said he was in a hurry. He didn't have time to research. He forgot. I'm putting air quotes here. He forgot South Africa. And South Africans were like, "Why did you forget us? Why did you forget us?" And Nigerians were laughing like, "Yeah, he forgot you indeed," And then I came the boat thing, which a South African started, and it now became, "Oh, let's retaliate." And Nigerians bought out their own phones, and we're now saying booking trips to Joburg, Pretoria, Sun City, Soweto, and
No, you missed something. Oh, you've missed something. There's something there. So she is now representing Miss Taraba, right? She's representing Taraba.
She's Miss Taraba. Yes,
so apparently there's a website where people are voting, can vote.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
And then South Africans went there and started like down voting or something, and they started trying to manipulate the
results.
Yes, the numbers online, by excessively voting for maybe the other contestant, etc. I saw that, and I think that's what led to, and they bragged about it.
That's what you should never do. You should never brag in front of a Nigerian.
Which led to something else. Then, the retaliation,
the whole retaliation things started, and it became a madness.
So to get this straight, people in like South Africans and Nigerians started booking rides in mass. Started booking rides in those respective countries,
locations. Yeah. So if you're in South Africa, you say you have to go to Lagos, and the Lagos ride will pick it up, which is. It can't. It's not possible, man.
But you won't set the pin at South Africa. You probably set the pin at Ikeja and say Ikeja to
you're going to VI.
So a lot of riders were just moving around, from the ones in Nigeria and the ones in South Africa, were just moving around. And towards the tail end, Nigeria got the upper hand, because we heard there was a madness going on in South Africa. That some drivers decided to just close the app, go home and go and sleep, because they were tired. I think both put out a statement that. I think both shut down.
They banned some accounts. Yeah,
they banned some accounts. Yeah, banned some accounts. And Nigeria decided that, you know what, this unemployment debut 1-0, and this is the latest war, or the latest battle in the Nigeria South Africa war, which to me
the unemployment war
is very baffling that Nigeria and South Africa are having beef. I really don't get, and it's not like Ghana's beef that is friendly. Like, oh, I better go away, John. Now we start, because Nigeria and Ghana, but what is what? It's still at the end of the day, how will I put it now? Bounce, really.
Yeah.
It's just really, really bounce. It's not really, it's on site. But this Nigeria South Africa one, I do not understand the origin or why it even exists at the end of the day. It's like
how the typical MAGA supporter in America just hates Mexicans because of the narrative. That Mexicans have
build a wall.
Yeah,
fuck Mexicans, bro.
Yeah, you can't blame them. When people are hopeless, they latch onto any enemies at all. They need an enemy to hold on to, and Nigerians have been have been like the best target, because we know they hear. Do you get? We know they hear. So yeah, that's how it has been. It's nothing. It's a serious issue that has gotten some offline repercussions. Remember the xenophobic attacks of 2015-16, right? So it's just sad and unfortunate that the real people who are causing the real damage in South Africa now are just chilling, just folding their hands, and just watching, black. And the thing is that it's black South Africans and attacking other blacks as Nigerians. Do you get
Yeah.
It's sad. Like there's so many nuances to it, but it's just sad to see that people are not smart enough. And that's one of the things that the internet has really shown us, that people are really, really stupid. Like, people are stupid, right? Like, a lot of people are stupid in the world, and the what you owe yourself as a human being is just to be a little bit smarter, a little bit more exposed, and you a little bit more learned, and you will be above a lot of people, because the internet has shown that people are stupid.
Cool. Yeah, and I like what you said. Let me end with what you said and just say it even in more context. What you need to do as a young person, in fact, right now in the world, if you're a young person coming up or you're doing your thing, this is the best time for you to actually just be a serious-minded person, because there are just more stupid people in the world.
Yes.
We actually thought the internet would make people smarter because
Exactly.
it makes you
A lot
more
more
efficient.
information.
You have access to more information. But no, it just made
Yes.
people more stupid.
Yes.
And it just onboarded stupid people online.
Thank you online. Just imagine just
You
leaving
are in
everything
an
that you
era
can and
where
start booking
all you need to do
rights.
is be hardworking and
And be
acquire
focused.
an insane amount of knowledge and skill sets.
Skills. Yeah.
You're right above, the average Nigerian or the, I don't know, African, I don't know, but I hope you get my point. So just, I'm serious. You don't even need to, because, bro, look at the people you see online. They're actually just stupid people.
Very stupid.
Unemployed stupid people. You don't have any work. You don't have anything to do. You're booking rights and you think it's fun. But here's what I'm saying in a larger context, right? Between Nigeria and South Africa, with the soft power Nigeria has, with the soft power South Africa has, there is a big disconnect. And I don't know who's responsible for that relationship that needs to happen.
So I'm doing a video and I'm trying to trace where the disconnect between Nigeria and South Africa started.
Yeah.
Because let's not forget that in the 70s to the 80s,
to the 90s,
when it came to fighting for apartheid, Nigeria was
right.
Nigeria spent
in the center.
Nigeria spent, I can't remember how much, but it's between like 500M to like maybe between 100M to like 500M or 200M dollars to fight against apartheid in South Africa and apartheid in other Southern African countries, And we all know that when the year Mandela was released, he shortly came to visit Nigeria and thank Nigeria for, all they did, for fighting against apartheid. Our musicians were there singing against apartheid. I think the disconnect started. I'm not sure. Was during that whole 96 issue with the killing of Ken Saro-Wiwa. Because a lot of African countries did not support what Mandela did, where he asked Western world to, how will I put it now, place sanctions on Nigeria for that human rights violation that went there. And we all know how that led to Nigeria not going to the Nations Cup, not defending our title, South Africa winning the title. But I don't think that was enough as a trigger for there to be bad blood between Nigeria, because that's just, I'm looking at that, just football beef. We all have football beef. We have Ghana. It's not so that whole disconnect between Nigeria and South Africa, I don't still get it. I don't know where it comes from. Or maybe it's the fact that there are a few Nigerians over there, which is how some South Africans do not like when Black Africans come to their country, and because they believe that they are competing with already scarce jobs that are available to them.
Yeah, so how do we solve this problem? I want to mention the National Orientation Agency again, but Steve said I should not be mentioning it. There's no point. I'll go to the website. But there should be agencies working together to say, okay, how do we continue to improve relations?
There should be
now, from a political perspective, things
that
might be okay. From an economic perspective, things might be okay. But from a cultural perspective, it doesn't seem to be okay. There's a narrative, and I'm saying this because this narrative exists.
And it's getting worse every year.
But the narrative might not be true. That's even the funny thing. The narrative might not be true.
Narratives don't have to be true.
This whole essay Nigerian thing, hate each other. The narrative might not be true. We might just be in an echo chamber on Twitter here saying, but it then starts to leak from here into like other people, regular people, and then it becomes the perspective, it becomes the real thing. But how do you start to improve that? Do our musicians need to work with each other more? Do we need more cross-border? Or
Osagie,
how do we solve that problem?
When it comes to collaborations, I think we've worked enough with South Africans.
This does not make
good music.
This does not make up our top 100 problem as a country. So
beyond, no, but it is something ambassadors should be thinking about. The ambassador to South Africa from Nigeria should be thinking about. The ambassador from South Africa to Nigeria should be thinking about and saying, how do we improve relations?
There's nothing you can do that can usurp, like just come and take away for example, now, like imagine a politician coming out next year to say, using immigration as like a driving narrative behind his campaign to say we want to send on Nigeria.
What's going to happen? No, they do it next year.
Like it's something like, guy, we talked about the Lagos, the Yoruba and Igbo hate on Twitter, right? And we came to a conclusion that it's not something that is organic. It's something that's very, very, very inorganic.
Yeah, it's not
driven
organic,
by some factor, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I see here too, in some sense, right? And in this kind of things, you don't really have a way to fight it because people are really stupid. Do you understand? Like people are stupid, right? Like if you go to SA, I know, for example, I have a very good friend who stays in it, who has been in SA since he finished NYC. And he has a lot of South Africans who work for him, who work with him. He has a lot of friends who are South Africans who really like him, right? Like so those are that these things exist out of like the whole hate and South Africa hate Nigerians, Nigeria hate South Africa, right? When people are smart enough and they are discerning enough, they should be able to make decisions by themselves, which is contrary to like whatever narrative is out there, right? So I just think the world is just the way it was. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be hate. There's going to be hate. On the other side, there are going to be people who are smart enough and discerning enough to understand that these things are just not organic.
But Steve, that's not how hate speech works. That's the thing. The way and we saw this happen in 2016 when Trump came into power. We saw how Facebook was used. What they call them, Cambridge Analytics. We saw how Facebook was used to drive hate speech. It's the same thing that can happen. Remember, it wasn't I believe it was season 7 of Homeland. I don't know if you can remember season 7 of Homeland, where they had this base in this company, and then 6 floors down, they had this whole entire operation of people using multiple accounts to
yeah,
and it was funded by like another country and all of that. These things happen, and even if you don't have those kind of things, and this is just happening organically, it's happening already. Right now, there are Nigerians who genuinely, because they live on social media, who genuinely think South Africans have a problem with Nigerians, even though this is not true.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Some people genuinely think so. And so if a South African is in their neighborhood, they develop animosity towards that South African based off what they've been consuming online. And
But
so
side question.
Yeah.
Side question. How will you not explain xenophobia? Let's say I have a cousin that was in South Africa that was killed during the xenophobic attacks. How will you explain that?
I don't understand.
Because that's there.
Yeah, that's real. That's real shit, right?
Yeah, that's real. That's real shit.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Ayo. I'm with you. I'm saying
and there's some form of it there.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm saying that exists, but I'm saying it's now it's also being the whole narrative is being spun out of control by social media. But yes, xenophobic attacks, definitely, I agree with you 100%. That exists.
Okay.
So
I just think that right, like as long as stupid people exist, there's nothing we can do to change all these things. Like because people are not discerning enough. That's the thing. Do you get like? I saw a clip on Twitter yesterday where I think this Edo thing, the Igbo conversation the Edo election, the Igbo conversation has entered again, like about how Igbo people. I don't know how Igbo people are.
Really?
Yes. So I saw a clip of a space yesterday where like Bini guys and so Yoruba guys were discussing about like Igbo, like how everybody has to come together to ensure that to put the Igbos in their place, like stuff like that, right?
Where was this happening?
It happened on the Twitter space. Like even with the languages, the way they speak, you just know that these people are really idiots, right? So I just moved on. I don't like one thing I believe is once I see you on Twitter around that whole Igbo Yoruba conversation, I tell you a stupid person, no matter the position that you're taking. Do you get? Because spending energy on something that you know, that you should know, you should be smart enough to know that this thing is not real. It's being driven by some factors, right? So by some people. Putting any sort of energy into it is stupid. So when I see you mentioning, when I see you just being engaged in that conversation alone, it tells me, right? It tells me two things about you. One, you are either working for people who are driving this narrative, or two, you are very, very stupid, right? And sadly, there are a lot of stupid people. So when there are a lot of people who don't have information, who are not exposed enough, your agenda is going to get them. Do you get? So I think my own is the solution should be there should be less stupid people in the world, but we all know that is impossible, right? And so to me, there's no hope, to be very honest.
You don't do that. Don't say that. Don't say there's no hope. How can you just say there's no hope? There's no hope just like that. Ayo, what's wrong with Steve? I don't like that. I don't like that energy. I don't like it. Don't say there's no hope. We have to be hopeful. Anyways, just pulling your legs here. Let's head on to the next. The way Steve put this docket together, we're just going deeper into problem. As in, Steve, I don't like this arrangement.
Problem.
He started problem. It started light, but boom, 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 boom. After this one, we have to go for a break. We have to do a break.
A
Anyways,
problem for this country now, my brother. So
Nigeria's best known, or I won't say best known, but popularly known anonymous whistleblower, PIDOM. I don't know if you guys know PIDOM, right? Has
Yeah.
been arrested. Yep, he's been arrested.
Mhm.
Apparently, we had no idea he was arrested. We only knew because Nigerian journalists, popular and foremost journalist David Ondeyin, played a massive part in the public awareness of his arrest. And David went on a whole, Twitter. He went on a thread to just do a whole breakdown. He's also published something on his Substack, just breaking down how this guy PIDOM. I don't know if you guys are PIDOM Nigeria. That's the handle at
Yeah,
PIDOM
no.
Nigeria. Popular profile picture, 99% in white and purple. He's known as like a social commentator, investigative journalist. He's known to have published a lot of reports, background stories. He's basically a whistleblower, and he's done it for a number of years now. So David actually put out a whole statement, or I'll call it like an article on his personal Substack, just breaking down how he had built a relationship with this guy and how somebody had obtained or gotten access to the PIDOM guy Twitter account and was then engaging with David, right? Engaging with him to the point where he even gave him the access to the account just so now this is reportedly or alleged by David that David could then log in. Once he logs in, they would be able to get access to his IP and then track him to his location. So this is 4D chess being played right now, which is, hey, PIDOM has been arrested, right? But he gave me access to his account. Hey, take access to the account since I don't know what else to do with it. Maybe you can have access and do something with it. Like, it's crazy. That's 4D chess. Because immediately you start to trust that person and say, oh, okay, he gave me access to the account. But, for David, he says he has all sorts of VPNs and he was able to use the virtual private network to have access to when he gained access to the account and then, switch the passwords immediately. And since then, they've even tried to hack his own Telegram, I think his own WhatsApp, and they were just trying to use that to locate and find where he is. I think for close to 48 hours or so, no security agency has had acknowledged, them acknowledge arresting the PIDOM guy. None. But with this story that came out with a lot of pressure from other parties as well, I believe one of the security agencies then claimed to have arrested the gentleman. And there are reports, allegations that he's been handcuffed for since he's been arrested. They haven't taken the handcuffs off. He hasn't eaten, etc, etc. I just hope things are done by the books and done by his bail conditions also is crazy. I don't know if you guys saw that. I haven't seen any kind of bail condition like that in my life.
It's not coming out. It's not getting bail.
So let me read it here. Police administrative bail condition. Take notice that you, XYZ, won't mention his name, who is investigated by this office. The office is the Federal Police Force, by the way. The Federal Police Force Criminal Investigation Department, the FCID. Anyways, the bail condition reads as follows: that you are to produce, grammatical error. Anyways, that you are to produce two sureties who must be 1, either a federal or state government employee of not less than grade level 16, who has a landed property in Abuja that is worth 500 million naira, who is also ready to produce a letter of introduction from his organization and make copies available of A, original document of said property, B, letter of his first appointment, C, letter of his last promotion, D, office identity card, and E, the original documents for citing. Right? 2, a business who owns A, business entity registered with Corporate Affairs Commission, B, a landed property within FCT Abuja or in any state capital in Nigeria worth 500 million naira, C, ready to make copies of the available CAC certificate, C of O of landed property. Either of the sureties will come with a passport photograph. You are presumed to be on police administrative bill upon acknowledgement of this letter. You ain't getting that.
You ain't getting that.
I'm just reading it now as we are reading it, and my brother, they don't want him to get out. Like, see, arrest like this just shows me that aside like from the personal problems, like the personal problem I always love talking about our security agencies. I think crime of whatever on all levels in Nigeria being overlooked and I think kind of like allegedly backed by the authorities, because if they want to get you, they'll get you. But you see like you hear cases of kidnappers using ATM like POS to collect payments, crypto, whatever it is, and they're still not being found, right? And an investigative reporter is being found because maybe he's reporting stories against the authority, against the government.
Yeah.
I think most times, right, as a journalist, I know this, most times this arrest, what they really want to do is just to know your sources so that they know someone who's leaking the information. That's number one. Number two, also because of our history, our records of like abuse of power, like how ego of just one man, because you've hurt his ego and he really wants to put you in your place, right? And he goes against the system and ensures that the system puts you in your place with his authority, his money, and his influence. That's just what is happening. And it's just sad to see that it's always done when, it affects them, not what affects Nigerians. So Boko Haram can go on rampage for years. It's been more than 10 years now that Boko Haram has become like a real terrorist organization that has caused like so much damage, right?
Havoc,
and we've still not gotten to the end of it, right? From there to the unknown government in the east, the IPOB, whatever it is, so there's so many issues in Nigeria that I feel that requires the attention of this our genius, like our security agencies, the DSS especially, that can track you anywhere, right? Where they go and track is David Undini and then other investigative journalists that they're after. It's just so funny and sad. But we all know what it is.
And inviting Fisayo to the police station every 10 working days.
Accusing him of cyberbullying or whatever it is, or whatever nonsense.
Somebody that is doing a report, did a report, a series of reports, follow-up reports, with evidence, with everything. There was not one statement from the Nigerian police force. Not one state
officially has not acknowledged that report. The only acknowledgement that we have of that report is that they wrote a petition against him. Do you get?
And accused him of cyberbullying.
They're also shooting a movie.
Nigeria is never making it.
Celebrating the Nigerian customs.
Yes.
Nigeria is never making it.
Nigeria will make it. Don't be negative, Steve. All right, let's cleanse this bad vibe. Let's cleanse this bad vibe. I don't like this bad vibe. Let's cleanse this bad vibe.
Now this kind of song you won't use cleanse now.
Yeah, it still has to be in line with what we're doing. Rest in peace, my Jeff Passion.
It is cleanse bad vibe. That is what we're on that. No play living.
Sleep, Africa. Rise from your sleep, America. There's work to be done, Africa. There's work to be done, America.
Ayo, top 10 African Afrobeats album.
No, Afrobeat, this is easy to say.
We've been seated down for so long. We've been fooling around for too long. We've been seated down for so long. And I've been fooling around for too long. So long, for too long, so long, too long. Hey. Oh Lord, can you hear me now?
Shout out to Majek Fashek, the Rainmaker.
The Rainmaker, man.
You know,
One and
the
only.
day Majek Fashek passed away, there was a heavy downpour in Lagos.
Yes. May I bust your brain?
Yeah.
The year he
me
released
shock you.
that song, Nigeria had its second highest or probably its highest rainfall ever in that decade.
I think highest or so.
Yeah. I checked it out. I always got measured the weather this thing that year. And I saw
Yeah.
like, okay. Majek Fashek is him. That is him. He is him.
I am privileged to have interviewed him.
I'm privileged to have seen him perform, sir. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I also watched one of his last performances, the one he did at the Headies. That was really good. With him and
Oh,
Timi
okay.
Dakolo performed. I was privileged to have interviewed him. Yeah, what an interview. Was at Sunday Are's office in Surulere. He was preparing for his show and he was really sweating it out and all that. And before he got into the groove that afternoon, just came for a quick interview. It was one of my first early interviews actually at Nets. And
Wow.
yeah, I had a
And I'm
picture of him.
privileged. I'm privileged to be in a newsroom that published the best story about Majek Fashek, like about his life.
Yeah.
I remember that story.
I see
Who
it's on
published
my
it?
bookmark. It has never
Oh.
left my bookmark.
Bro, that story is mad.
Who published
That
the story?
is mad.
Who wrote the story?
Entertainment Express now, Musa
Entertainment
Driburi.
Express.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's Majek's life. That could turn into a book or a movie.
Shout out to Majek Fashek.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into. I don't like this topic, but let's go into it. Nigerian men say they will abandon their wives in the labor room for a friend who has been. They didn't say
Which
that.
men are
Nigerian
those?
men say
Which
How
that.
can you say
men?
you didn't say that?
No,
That's what they
no.
said now.
If you don't say Nigerian men, you say some Nigerian men. Some.
Oh, okay.
Minority, a very small minority of
I
Nigerian
took
Okay.
on
men.
my feminist hat to when I was
Okay.
doing that talking point.
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Go,
you
sister. I see you, sister.
did. You did. Okay, so there's a video. The video is actually an African Americans having a conversation about this whole thing. But let's play the video since it's quick, it's short.
If your man's got shot and your wife was having a baby, who you gonna go see?
My homeboy. First of all, to my wife, she will understand that my homeboy is my brother. If he's shot, that almost like a death in the family. Yes, I celebrate my life with my child, but she understands that like if my homeboy about to die, that's somewhere I need to be too.
I don't know, bro.
And my child, listen, I know my homeboy. My homeboy would take care of my child if I die.
I'm gonna have to go see my wife, bro. That's my kid. I can't miss those type of moments. No funnies. Like, I never had a father, so it's like, I'm not gonna do that to my child, because then they can use that shit against me. My wife can use that against me. That might not even be my man no more, so you never know. And if he got shot, that means he in some shit he shouldn't be in. If my homeboy a real nigga, he'll understand I'm gonna have to be there for my kid. I can see him after. I mean, if he died, he died. Rest in peace, his soul. But as a real nigga, he know I gotta be there for my kid. Cause I hope he would do the same shit if I got shot. If he would have came to me and his wife having a baby, I would have told his ass, get the fuck out of here.
Man, fuck that bitch. She gonna have a baby regardless. I'm gonna go see my man before he
I'm gonna
dies.
go see my man. I'm gonna go see my man because my wife getting pregnant. So, I mean, she's creating life. I gotta make sure my man good. He don't die.
If your man
Okay. I want to hear your thoughts before I say
I love
mine.
African Americans. Very, very, very special. What my thoughts on what they said or what?
No, the
my own
question.
opinion
Yeah.
is.
If your friend got shot and your wife is having a baby, who are you going to see at the hospital?
My wife. Fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
Fucking 10 times. Wait to
So you're telling me that if I got shot now and I was in the ICU and you had the opportunity to be there, right, and then your wife was giving birth, you would go and meet your wife.
My guy, please, is my wife. God will help you. The angels of the Lord, your guardian angel will restore you back to full health. I am going to go and meet my wife and my child. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay.
And
Steve.
why are they shooting at you? Why are they shooting at you?
No,
please?
not
Maybe it's armed robbers or something.
It could have been an
The
armed
Waka
robbery.
Jeje
No?
now.
It could
You
have
say
been
the
an armed
Waka.
robbery. It could have been, bro, na Nigeria. It could have been a bystander,
God-
you know,
God will heal you. I'll come visit
accidental
you the next
discharge, and you're a bystander.
Visit you the next day. I'll visit you the next day.
You
I'll
visit the
visit you
next day. Steve.
Yes.
Imagine situations like this are not. It's not on imagine situations like this. It's not advisable to. How do I put it? I don't give my take on imagine situations like this because there's so many nuances. There's so many nuances.
That was going to be my response.
I mean,
There's so much context to
There's
this
so much
thing.
context to this. There's so much context to it. God forbid it happens, right?
Yeah.
I will require you to take the right actions. Do you get?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with what you're saying. It's so contextual. It can even be to a point where your wife even says, "Oh, make sure you are
Please
there."
go. Thank
You understand?
you.
It can
Do you
also be a
get?
case where your guy says, "I
Go,
did
go,
go."
go.
You know, like
You
so many
get,
things.
yeah.
These things are not black and white. So whenever
Yeah.
people try and
And
put
just
this,
take one position.
yeah,
Thank
and then
you.
make a deal about it, there's no
Yes.
right and wrong here.
There's no right and wrong.
If you go to your guy's place, it's not right, it's not wrong. If you go to stay with your wife, bringing in a child, it's not right, it's not wrong. I like what the last guy said here. He said, your wife is bringing in life. Your homeboy is going.
It's dying.
You understand? Now,
Yeah.
there's so much context. A context can be, I have to be with my wife because maybe the last pregnancy, there was an issue and I really need to be there as some sort of encouragement so that, you know, I just walk her through it and everything. Oh, it's something we've always done before. Or it can be that your wife is also gangster like that. I've seen women who say, you know what, let me just go to the labor room, boom, boom. The next day, I don't born, you know, they do their thing. It happens.
And
it could also, sorry, Steve, it could also be that your guy has the passwords to the crypto keys. that both of you have been saving crypto.
You don't talk that one since. You forgot talk that one since. You forgot talk that
That's
one
context.
since.
No, that's the context.
If I lose the keys, you know what they say, not your keys, not your coins. So how am I going to do his burial? Number one. Number two, my money dey inside the where I go use take care of my family. I go get him. There's so much context.
Osags, the way especially women talk about like men being available when they are giving birth, it's a very, or like on a normal level, on a very, very neutral perspective, it's very important. It's very important that you are there. But once again, context is lost on social media, right? Nobody talks about, oh, maybe when you want to give birth and you want maybe because of the chase for second passport, you want your wife to give birth in America, and you don't have the money. Only one person has to go. Do you get? Not only she go did there. You know, so there are many situations. I was not there. I wasn't there when my son was born, right? Like for like good reasons, right? It's not as if I was at the bar drinking pepper soup, you know, drinking beer or something like that, right?
It's like trenches where you day.
there's
How
so
was
many
the bill
contexts
paid?
to life. Exactly. So there's so many contexts to life. Like it's not black and white. So when people come on social media and just give their take like that and other people react, it just shows that you people are just jobless. Because me, I'm not going to come and
I'm not contributing to this.
What's the unemployment rate among black Americans?
I'm sorry. If not for this podcast, that thing would have left my mind the minute I saw it.
The person I blame in this whole thing is just one person I blame. It's just one person I blame. The person I actually blame is the person that asked the question.
The guy with the microphone.
Exactly.
Yes. He can't even afford a microphone. He put the small mic on a spoon. The idiot.
And what annoys me is the takes that come from it. Like you get tweeted that, oh, my Nigerian men, and look at the rubbish we are marrying. No, like it's not that. It's not. Hey, come on now. Like
so, you are the gospel truth.
Exactly.
Let's go there.
Perfect work of art.
Oh my God! It was you as Jake saw and named this album.
We'll have to be more discerning and smarter with the way we react on social media because Like
But that's
Osagie
not what
usually
the
says,
platform
like,
for.
like we
The
have
platform is
social
not
media.
for that.
Exactly.
Imagine
It's
if
not.
everybody was having context on social media, Steve. Imagine
It's
someone
true.
asks a question and say, there's a lot of context and nuance to this. So I wouldn't add to this. I wouldn't answer this question.
How will you get your 5 million views? So
You
Elon Musk
said
will
you
not
go
pay
leave,
you.
you
No,
leave
no,
Twitter.
no. I might, and I hope, and I listen. I hope because I hope that social media, like the way some of you are on social media, is not the way you are in life. Because it will be very, very miserable. I can't imagine how miserable your life is. Imagine just having a full context of Nigerian men. That's why I framed the talking point like that, because it has been framed now. The narrative is that Nigerian men are not responsible because they are
They are
they
not,
rather
sir.
go and be with their homeboy
Nigerian
rather
men are
than
not
their wife.
responsible now.
I think people come to Twitter to do this, even though this is not how they live their real lives. It's like
I hope so.
it's like almost like a willing suspension of reality.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
how you watch movies like the Avatar and everybody's flying in
Yeah.
the air. I think people come to Twitter and just try and, engage in something that they know is not real life, but
Also, is this to keep themselves okay? Maybe
yeah,
it's
it's fantasy.
it's just to keep up the appearance, keep up the fantasy, keep up
It's
your
fantasy.
teacher.
They know it's not happening in real life. So
It's true.
in this imaginary world, let me
Thank you. And
play into this fantasy.
This will take us to our next topic because I
Yes.
think people are
So
just playing into the narrative. Yeah.
Jemima Osunde, fantastic actor, by the way. I love her acting.
Beautiful woman.
I've loved her acting from the very moment she started acting. I think she started off from
I've never
MTV
taken
Sugar.
notes.
And that's why I first noticed Tasha.
Sugar, MTV Sugar.
She kills her roles.
Notes.
They tried to typecast her into a certain type of role when she was doing the series, and I'm glad she kind of broke out of it. But I'm looking forward to her first. I don't know if she's done any lead roles, but I'm looking forward to a major lead role.
She has done lead roles.
She's
but like
done
major, not like a major movie lead.
Okay, not a major release.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd love to see her in a lead role. She's an amazing actor. I like how,
beautiful one.
Yeah. Okay, so she tweeted, me that I should have done 10 years passport. Shout out to we that we did it that year. It's better to pay that money that time. You people that did 5 now, you're already looking. It's already 2 years left.
Wow, my five I do.
God go help you now. Go Nigeria embassy, go sort them
out. You go me Bosu Tijani, don't worry.
So she tweeted, Jemima tweeted, me that I should have done 10 years passport. I was doing what if I marry? Shaking my head. Now, these tweets, right? Let me show you.
Give us the stats.
1.9 million views.
Oh my Lord.
So you already know it's a problem. Yeah. So immediately a lot of people started attacking her. Mostly Nigerian women started attacking her, and they really attacked her. That, why are you thinking of a man, etc, etc. You can understand what kind of direction the attacks came from. So she quoted the tweet and said, some of you are truly special. Where there is a choice and I choose to want to name my, she says, where there is a choice and I choose to want the same last name with my husband and children, you are crying. It is my choice. I know the process of changing a name in Nigeria, and that's the hassle I'm speaking on. Keep your own name. That's absolutely fine. No one's asking you not to. I thought a part of the definition of feminism is you let women do what they want to do. I thought that was the whole point.
Can I interject, sir?
Please go ahead.
Can I break in? So that is it, like feminism. But you know how we have pop music and we have Afrobeats.
Yeah.
You know how pop music is different from Afrobeat.
Mm-hmm.
Feminism is different from Nigerian feminism. In Nigerian feminism is dictator. No option. You sign in and you sign for life. There is no man is the enemy and you shall not fuck with man. Simple. And that is why Chimamanda once said in 2021, stop using feminism to justify wickedness. Chimamanda tells Nigerian feminists. I'm looking at the story right here.
Chimamanda had to come out because even she was not feminist enough for what Nigerian feminists was turning out to be.
They already want drag mama.
They already want drag mama. They drag mama. We see the talk.
Say forget that one. Forget say you be mother of feminist. Go drag you.
It was like she thought she was she was the king. Who has watched Lost? The
Yeah,
series Lost. Yeah, she thought she was the
This is-
leader of Lost. Then she now saw people in Mad Max.
Mm.
She now
But
saw
exactly.
do you understand?
True ways.
She saw True Lungu.
She's Larry True Lungu.
True
Do you
logo.
understand? And she said, nah,
I can,
nope,
yeah. I
nope.
have to detach there.
Nope. Anyways, so as part of the whole engagement was going on, popular fashion designer, Fisayo Lunge. I don't know if you guys know her. She's the founder of Kai Collective.
Yeah,
She
sure.
does
Yeah,
amazing
we know.
pieces. And she quoted Jemima's tweets, the last tweet I just read, and says, I think the point is that you are making decisions that inconvenience you today for a husband and children you don't know exist. It's a shame not to prioritize your current self over a hypothetical future. Right? Now, Yomi Kazim, because they killed her in the quotes for this shit. But Yomi
Okay.
Kazim quoted this and said, are you prioritizing yourself by spending all the profits from your business today instead of making strategic choices over a hypothetical future that does not yet exist? Because that's the thing. If you say hypothetical future, all future is hypothetical.
Hypothetical. All
there's no
future
sure
is
future.
hypothetical. Like
you can
like,
die tomorrow.
I'm wasting. I've in the last one. I calculated how much I used last year for like courses, everything
Yeah.
like courses, blah 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 blah. I did the Nigerian PRO whatever certificates. I did one diploma, one marketing association everything. I think I spent about 400K. So I was thinking yesterday, like if I use this 400,000 naira, if I'd use it to buy dollars, right, or keep, I would have been okay. It would have been better for me, right? Because I'm making some expenses now that I'm just calculating all the money that I've spent in the last 1 year, right? If I've used it to buy maybe a chain or something, because I love good chains, like do you get? I bet I sacrifice it for a hypothetical future of getting maybe a gig or something.
Yeah.
The PR thing, I'm not sure I'm going to use it now. Everything is hypothetical. Do you get?
My brother.
When I rented my first house, everything I bought in terms of fridge, refrigerator, I bought everything big.
Yeah.
I bought a 50-inch TV. I bought a big refrigerator, like with freezer and fridge, the top and bottom open, right? I bought like a big, my sitting room was so small. The chair that I bought at that time, because I had one money, was so big in anticipation of going to a bigger apartment where the sitting room fits. And guess what? 4 years later, when I moved to a bigger apartment, what happened?
All those things
everything just entered seamlessly because I had planned for it. Yes, everything entered seamlessly. My sitting room, I couldn't use my sitting room from my house. It was so big. In short, at the time, I even had to put one on top of one in the house because I knew I didn't buy it for that time. I bought it for when I moved to a bigger apartment.
Yeah.
When I entered the bigger apartment, my 50-inch TV all of a sudden looked very, very moderate in the bigger sitting room. The chair fits. My refrigerator worked. Like, guy, do you know?
It fits
till
properly.
today, I've not changed that refrigerator. Do you get
Still
something I bought in
2014?
It's still, I've never, not once repaired, just fill gas because it's big as fuck.
Yeah.
All those features was hypothetical because something could have happened that I wouldn't move to a bigger apartment. I wouldn't have family. Like it's like everything was hypothetical. But I inconvenienced myself at that time to say, you know what? Instead of going there to start spending money again, let me just buy everything now because I have the money. And I moved on. That's what I did. Do you get? So I don't understand. And that goes back to my point. People, when you are not smart enough and you take on an ideology, that's how extremism comes into play.
You have to double down on it every time.
When you are not discerning enough, because when you're not discerning enough, if you're not discerning enough and you take on an ideology, you won't be able to like pick it apart to say, let me take on this, let me not take on this.
Because picking it apart almost makes it look like, and this is the dumb part. Picking it apart then makes them look like they are backing away.
Thank you. Do you get?
Or which is not backing away.
That's how life is.
And that's why you shouldn't tie yourself to any ideology.
Thank you.
Because there's nuance and context everywhere.
To everything. Do you get?
Don't tie yourself to anything. Anyways, Jemima responds to her and says, it is not an inconvenience. It's literally a passport. I can go and get another in 5 years. None of it is an issue for me. The money nor duration. If anything,
understand.
it's the process of dealing with a government entity. They've
It's
thrown it into a
simple.
narrative that doesn't even align with what I said or meant.
It's simple. Like,
It's not that deep, guys.
Yeah.
DJ
How can you just be
DJ
attacking men over this? She said, see, I thought I was going to get married or have a man. So I said it 5 years so that in 5 years' time, I can, when I'm changing,
I can just
I just
change
change.
the name.
But the man is not here. So hey, I might as well have just done 10. It's just a joke
It's
that
just
people
a
should.
joke.
Come on. But you know why?
DJ Sax.
People tie their life.
Yeah.
To this
People
things.
tie their life to these things. And you
Yeah.
tie your life to these things. This is
Yeah.
what happens. You can't then move forward because everything sounds like what? It sounds like an attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. DJ
It's a
Sax,
miserable way to live.
can I ask for a request?
I
Because of
have
this,
a request already that I have to play, and this
Okay.
is I'm going. This
Okay.
is a shout out to all my Nigerian.
Okay. This is nice.
Your request is coming after this one. What's your request?
Oble by DJ Waki.
Yeah, Smoke 9 in the building. Tag the homes in the building. Yeah, that's how it is. John Mix. Nice beat, son. Let's talk about Nigerian girls. Put your L's up. If you're fresh and single, my Lagos chick said you're dry, you don't mingle. You don't go clubbing and you don't buy me Pringles. I was trying to watch a match, try my best not to jump her. She made me miss the goal, so I sprung up and thumped her. My new pet chick was cute, but I dumped her, cause she kept on feeding me coolie coolie and dunkwa. My Josh chick had a temper causing havoc, jealously blowing up in a state of ammo. Lang Tang Mafia, cussing me in tarot. My ex chick was Igbo, why you let her go? She was fine, but like Big and Jay-Z, she loved the dough. Now my bank account is red. Had a Guari chick once, she never used her head, no pun intended, she used her shoulders instead. No matter where you're from, no matter who you be, you gotta love
Nigerian girls.
No matter where you're from, no matter who you be, you gotta love
Nigerian girls.
No matter where you're from, no matter who you be, you gotta love
Nigerian girls.
You gotta love him. You gotta love him. You gotta love him. I say you gotta love him. Had the feel.
All right, let's go to Ayo's request.
Yeah. This for my
DJ
trenches
YK
women.
Mule.
Oble, oble,
Violent.
oble, 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 oble,
No, now they calm down.
oble, oble,
Calm down, calm down. Shout out to DJ YK Mule.
Mule.
Anyways, Mona, they calm down.
Calm down.
Mona, they calm down. Calm
Inflation
down.
day. Inflation day.
Calm
Calm
down.
down.
This thing about son himself. Mona, calm down. If you don't want change son name, no change son name. Yeah, calm down. If you want change son name, change son name. And I understand how. See, again, let's put a lot of context, right? If for like Nigerian women, especially in Nigeria, changing your surname is
What?
stressful.
Hey,
It's stressful.
Hey,
I won't lie. Like this is stressful
bro.
because you have to. My wife changed her surname. And she did it because she wanted to do it.
Yeah.
In fact, my wife even wanted to take my first name and surname and use it as a surname.
Yeah.
I'm even want to say, which kind of name be that now? How you want me the surname can be? Well, calm down now. You understand? She wanted to use my first name and surname as
Osagie along,
hyphenated,
yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
as her surname. I say, calm down. But that's her, and that's what she wanted
Yes.
to do.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
and again, it all just see, communication is key. I always say this again. Stop going into relationship with people. Do people have conversations before they go into relationships?
Nope.
only about the destination they're going to do or the budget, but not the marriage itself. But the wedding, they have
I'm
conversations.
trying to understand why young Nigerian women are,
No,
and I know there are a
okay,
lot of
let me-
factors,
let
but
me
I
tell
think
you, let
it's
me make you
transfer trauma,
understand.
Abi. It's transfer trauma.
Let let me make you understand.
Make
Yeah,
me understand.
maybe make
We
you
need to have
understand.
we need to
There are
bring
two
somebody
things.
to
There are two
explain
things.
this thing to us.
People,
Yeah.
yeah, people are not living the life they are living on social media. These things people are just parrots. This English they speak. If it gets to their own tone, right? They're
The
not
way
going
they
to apply
take
the
change
same
out.
thing. They will change it. Like, bro, leave just and that's why I want every like young people listen to this. That's why I'm always preaching about being self-sustainable, seeking knowledge, seeking skills, just being an independent and very, very resourceful human being. That will make you smarter. Do you get a more discerning? You have self-conviction so that any issue that you see or get through, you sit on your own, you reflect on it and take a position on your own and live your life with that. That's how to live your life and to live it like happily, right? When you have self-conviction. Don't look at these people on social media. They're not living what they claim to be. What they claim to be. These people
Follow
are
who
attacking
no
us
road.
Sunday. Yeah, follow who no road. These people are attacking us soon. Jemima, they'll get married tomorrow and go and change their name quietly and move on. Right? But yes. But because they have an audience, they have to like play to the gallery, keep up with the audience, and just play with the narrative. The second part is also just being when you've been indoctrinated into like an agenda and you are not discerning enough, you just become an extremist. And being an extremist in anything is bad, no matter how good the cause is. Being an extremist, like being on the extreme side, is a terrible way to live. It doesn't show that you are smart. It doesn't show that you are discerning. And that's why that's why I keep preaching to people. Have self-conviction, read a lot of seek knowledge, and live a lot of life outside of social media. Because it's interactions really help you to know what's happening, what's attainable, what's real and what's not real. The utopia, that's fantasy that you think the world is not it. You must be able to know how to navigate it, right? And live happily.
Facts. And this is not to take away from all the injustices that are brought to women. This is entirely
This is a different conversation.
This is a different conversation, guys.
This is a different conversation.
From that.
Yeah.
Speaking on that, I don't know if you guys saw this story, right? The supreme leader of the Taliban has officially banned women from showing their bare face in public. Women are also forbidden from being heard singing, reciting, or reading aloud in public.
Pretends to be shocked. What do you expect?
No, I want to ask a question.
Like what Steve said. Yeah.
What do you expect?
I want to ask a question. To what end?
When you allow
extremists.
religion,
it's the same thing you're saying. Extremists.
It's when you allow religion to take over like the political affairs of a country. This is what happens. And that's one of my problems I have with religion, right? And even to a large extent, that's my problem with like traditional Pentecostal churches, right? Like Deeper Life that I went to. Everything just looks restrictive on women. Everything is just about women.
It's women that bear the brunt.
Like for example, I grew up in Deeper Life. You see my dad, you see my mom. If you see my dad to my mom, you see my dad and my mom together, you know my mom attends Deeper Life. But you can't tell from my dad's appearance because my dad is just like a regular guy. Right? But my mother looks different.
Clothes, wearing men,
regular clothes, regular
fine.
shoes, regular everything. But you see my mom, the way she's dressed, you know this woman, she's a Deeper Life woman. Why is it like that? It's
because men make the rules.
It's true.
Men make the rules, man.
It's because
men make the rules.
Agree.
When they were writing the rules and everything, it was only men that was in the board.
It was only men that was making it. Yes, I agree.
So to a large extent, most of these churches are patriarchal.
Yes,
very
100%.
Bro, have you been to a church where they say women women who can't give birth will come forward?
No,
exactly. But you can never hear that from a man.
Oh, I just got
you
that.
don't know
now.
if it is the man. You don't even know that whether it's the man that is the cause of the
If you know you can't get.
It's like how if a family keeps giving welcoming like a girl, they keep blaming the woman, but it's the man that supplies the Y chromosome.
Yeah. Or this one that bust my brain. You tell women that make sure that you do not dress in a way that will attract men and everything, or you might get raped, but you don't deal with rape issues.
Yes,
you don't deal with rapists in your congregation.
We're definitely living. I can't even take that. We can't take that away. We're living in a patriarchal society where that not only does not punish men, but also encourages men, and you see it all the time. And what even surprises me most, and that's why I say is this transferable trauma is you see a young girl tell an elderly woman that she's being sexually assaulted or almost sexually assaulted or raped and everything. And then you see, most times, you see the women or the mothers support the men,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
right?
Standard.
It might see,
Yes.
we know stories and we know of people who were
100%.
house helps who were sexually
Yes.
assaulted by the men in the house, maybe
Yeah.
the husband or whatever. And
They
then the
did not
wife,
report.
the wife doesn't attack the man, but then starts
He
attacking
attacks
the
the
house help.
attacks the victim. Yeah, that you seduced my husband. Yeah.
Do you understand?
100%.
Is your husband a doofus that doesn't know what to do?
I
And
don't
then
I don't understand. Well, this is not train shade to any religion, but I don't understand. I've never seen a woman's head and felt any sort of sexual feeling or anything like a head, like or a
hey
face.
man, I don't know what
Bro.
turns people on.
Bro, like I'm sorry, religion is crazy.
Bro,
this-
I'm telling you,
Religion is
I've been
crazy.
trying to tell you niggas, I've been trying to
There's a
explain.
woman there's a woman that works with wifey, right? Like she
Yeah.
comes to the house, she's Muslim, and she's always like
Covered up.
padded up, covered up,
Covered
and
up.
stuff like that. So there was one day I think I came in, the door was open, like the door from the front door to the sitting room door. So I just
Yeah.
came in and walked in. She wasn't covering her face. The way she dived, she almost got injured. And I felt so bad. I apologized very, very, very well. I felt so bad, right? Because I didn't know they were in the sitting room. I thought they were in a room, right? Because I was hearing voices. Apparently, the voices I was hearing was from the other flat. So I thought maybe there were people in the sitting room. Maybe we had visitors or something. So it was a Sunday. I even thought it was people from church. The way she dived, she almost got injured. And
So she
it just
dived into the other room to get her butt,
No, she dived into like a pile of like goods, right? Just to hide her face.
Are you serious?
Her face, bro, I felt so bad, right? Like I felt so bad to myself. Like I would have like really alerted them that I was coming, because that's what we do. Like
Yeah.
anytime they're around, I'm always cautious because I respect
Yeah.
people's religion.
You have to
right?
respect
So I'm
religion.
always-
Yes, you
yeah,
must.
so I
respect
always
people's
make a
religion.
sound. Maybe if I want to come out from my room,
You just
or
say
I want to-
"Coco or something.
Exactly. I'll just say something. They will like, we know the code. They will just quickly dress up. So that day I felt so bad. I apologized very well, and she was okay with it. But I went to my house. I'm like, it's just your face. What do you think will happen if I see your face? Do you get like? I felt so bad. Like I'm like, no. Like I didn't understand it, and it's also, thank God I even started this thing with how the problem I even had with the church that I grew up in, right? Like when you see like them being covered up, like deeper life women. I always see the women growing up. I always see like how the women dress. I'm like, this is absurd. Like, why are they expected? Why are they being made to dress like this? It looks so like dull. It doesn't
So
have.
first of all, they were dull colors. The
Dull
clothes
color-
also
thank you,
didn't
very
look.
dull
The clothes didn't
colors.
look new. They always
Yes.
look like
I don't
secondhand
understand.
clothes.
You don't understand.
Mhm.
There's one time. I think
There's
I was
no
in the
flair.
youth-
There's no
I was
brightness.
in the youth program. Our youth coordinators talked about people coming to church and just using perfume to disturb people. Guess what I did? I went to buy the perfume I could afford at that time. It was very, very cheap now.
Conspire and wear.
Conspire and wear.
Spray like fleets.
Sister Stella, I can never forget her. Stella. She was in Delcy that time, Delta State University, Abraka. No, she was a youth coordinator. She called me like about 3 weeks later after I deliberately started spraying more perfume to ask me why.
Oh,
And I
you
said,
know
I
those
don't know,
stick
it was my-
perfume. Those ones.
I said, because my dad is
You
a
put
pastor.
for your neck.
My dad is still a pastor in deeper life. Was a pastor at that time too.
Yeah.
Like, I said, I don't know, it's my dad that bought it for me. Go and talk to my dad, because my dad is very, very,
Yeah.
my dad is very liberal.
F around and
understand,
find
so
out.
he knows, yeah.
Mhm.
So apparently he went. She actually made the mistake to go and talk to my dad. And my dad bought her
Bad
perfume. My dad bought her
You bless
perfume.
her
My dad
you
spoke
bless
to
her
her,
best
told her like perfumes is like
Step
perfumes
up your
is
game,
very-
young woman.
Yeah.
Step up your
Then the
game.
next Sunday, as we're
Use
going to church,
deodorants. Smell
my
nice.
my dad bought stuff for her, and she started using them.
You good, that's it.
Not they suffer yourself.
You understand?
Bro,
Smelling
don't
like
understand it.
a human,
Like-
like a walking refuse.
The thing that pains me is just how dull they look. Like even
Yeah,
from the
and the
color,
hygiene.
even from
The hygiene.
everything.
My boss your brain.
Like, come on now.
Have you gone to churches where people say they cannot be in that church because a woman is preaching?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I've seen this happen so many times. Like when I used to go to Bakari's church, Many people don't know that the second preacher after Bakari is a single mom, right?
Mm,
And when they raised that to that level where she was now becoming the main preacher after
the
Bakari,
main preacher.
people started filming and say, how can
For
it
real.
be a woman? How can a single mother again be
I
the
don't know
one
if something I
preaching to
could
us?
share on this podcast, but I heard that this guy's church, that there was like after the dad died, that there was like a massive reduction in attendance, like in people, in
I know what you're
members,
talking
in membership. You know who I'm talking about now, the actor.
Yeah.
That he just started picking up now because of like the new demographic that he's drawing in.
Yeah.
Right? With his style of preaching, his
Yeah.
age and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Right? Like there was it was like a huge concern, but he wasn't bothered from like what
Yeah,
I
they
heard.
can
Like,
leave.
he
Go and
wasn't
worship
bothered.
God somewhere else. It's
Exactly.
fine.
Do you know why?
He didn't
Because
have
he
a
has
problem with it.
dreadlocks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Because
He
the
had
pastor is
dreadlocks.
I mean, all you old
dreadlocks.
people, you're going to die early anyways. Average
Exactly.
the age of the death rate is very low. So, and average age in Nigeria is 19. In fact, he
yeah,
should
it
have
was-
just even changed his own marketing game to younger Nigerians. Yeah,
He
baby.
has done that already. If you check his social media, his younger Nigerians is
You
targeting.
old,
Yeah, it's
you
younger
old,
Nigerians that's targeting.
you old
That's
people
why
that have a problem,
celebrities,
sit at home.
it's younger people. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Now, I've always had this, even with my sisters growing up too. Like I remember I could wear anything. I could wear jeans, I could wear Timberlands, I could wear stuff. Although jeans was like, especially the baggy jeans, my dad didn't really like it because
Yeah.
of how it looked and stuff like that. Later I'll discover it was just how baggy it was because I started wearing like the normal
Regular jeans, yeah.
regular jeans. So I think it was how big it was and how
Yeah, because those
gangsta
baggy
it
jeans were
looked.
wild. Yeah.
They were wild.
Wow.
But I could wear anything as a child. Like, but I know that my sisters were a little bit like, especially from my mom, they were controlled. Like, especially primary school and secondary schools, my sister didn't wear earrings, especially in public. They didn't wear earrings. They always had to wear like long skirts and stuff like that. And when we got to
inside these heats in Nigeria,
it's like in secondary school, my dad was like, fuck it, man. These kids can wear anything. And do you know my dad got suspension?
Really? He said it once. Yeah,
Yeah, my dad.
mentioned
Yeah,
it once, yeah.
my dad has been suspended 2 times, like while we were growing up, just because of us. Yeah, because he didn't care whether we did
your
whatever.
dad
He
is
just
a
wanted
real
us to
guy.
be free. No, my dad don't get time.
Anyways, talking about since we're in this whole pastor and religious thing, I saw this tweet. There's a pastor, Deborah Moses, on Twitter who tweeted, "There's this sudden love for Apostle Aaron that I can't do a day without praying for him since my mountain retreat. One time I danced around his image, chanting strength in tongues. Something big is coming. Pray for the apostle. The ancient mantle didn't come to play."
Pastor Irene.
I'm sorry, I have
Yes,
to say
Irene.
this before you say. Let me make this point. Sorry, so that
Yes.
I should not forget the people who attacked. The people who attacked Jemima,
Yeah,
saying that she wants to use her husband's name.
yeah.
They were mocking this woman for being an extremist. Let me just put it that way.
Please insert Spider-Man meme. Spider-Man meme.
You know what's funny? Jolat quoted this tweet, and this is the best reaction to this tweet. She said, "It's attraction that they don't know what to do with, and spiritualize it so that they can feel less bad
They can
about
feel
it
less bad
and publicly talk about. Just say you're in love with the guy.
Yeah, in infatuation
Yeah,
with the man of God. It's
That's
simple
all.
as that. There's
That's all.
no-
You rock the guy. Which one is
Yeah,
the one that you're chanting around?
The way I see young women talk about some of our pastors, I'm like, oh, you are in love with him. Like you love
You're
him.
just
You
in
can-
love
you
with
can-
him. All this other
Yeah,
thing you're doing, you're just
in
trying
love with him.
to. You're in love with
You're
him. Come on, get
You're
out of
just trying
here.
to make sense out of your feelings. That's all.
I agree.
All right, man. Let's quickly go to
You see how
mail.
guys?
Yes.
I just want to talk about extreme, like being extreme. You see how ridiculous she sounds, especially to some of us, right? That's how it sounds when you're an extreme in anything, either in feminism, in politics, in anything.
You sound
Once
ridiculous.
You sound ridiculous. Like you're not rational. So
There are some
that's the
people that
lesson.
are extremists in Afrobeats. They sound ridiculous. They
No,
sound
no,
ridiculous
no,
when
no.
they tweet or talk. Because you're just like, it's not that deep.
It's not that.
My guy,
It's just
your
music.
takes are too much. Easy.
Do you understand?
Easy
It's not
tiger.
that. Do you understand? Like, it's just a song. It's just a song. There's nothing more. He didn't mean to do anything in the song. Stop making it look like he wrote the Bible. It's just a song.
Yep.
You understand? You're not breaking down the book of Proverbs.
It's not that
It's
serious.
just an album. Chill. chill, Anyways, let's get into fan mail real quick. Shout out to everybody that
go.
writes the fan mail. We have an Ask the Giants, by the way. But
Woo!
before we go into fan mail, we have to do this. Yes. This is for Ayo. This is for the love of Ayo. Gotta give you some throwback. We have a for the love of Ayo fan mail. Woo!
Oh yeah, let's go. Man.
We have, yes, and we've had a couple, by the way. We've just had to go through it because there have been some interesting things going on. Anyways, let's see.
Last night I slept alone. I stayed at home for the first time since you've been gone, babe. No friends to understand, to lend a helping hand.
All right, let's turn it down a bit. All right, this is from Chioma. We've always preached the East and West collaboration on this podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm very glad that Chioma is writing to our very good brother here, Ayo, from the Southwest. Dear Ayo, greetings from the land of luxury and leisure. My name is Chioma, but you can call me Daddy's little princess.
Hey.
I'm writing to you from my family's private yacht, cruising somewhere between the Maldives and Bora Bora.
Please, Shoma, send me this message, please. I can.
It's Ayo. What are you saying? Send me this
Please
message.
send me this message. It's for me. Are you sure it's not for me?
She said, Dear Ayo.
Oh, okay.
It's your name, Ayo. In fact, in the whole of Ayo, there is no letter that's correct that is in your own name, Steve. If you're playing Scrabble, you can't put the two names you can't find a way to put the two names together. Anyways, she says, honestly, I can't keep track anymore. Life is just one big glamorous blur when you're living in the first class. Am I right? Let me cut to the chase. I'm not like the other girls. I'm what some might call high maintenance, but I prefer to think as myself as refined. I've been raised with the finest things in life, designer clothes, private chefs, and vacations that most people can only dream about. My dad's a pretty big deal. Let's just say he owns more than a few companies you probably heard of. But enough about him. Let's talk about me and us. I listen to your podcast, and while I'm usually too busy, shopping or doing something else, something caught my eye. Maybe it's your voice, so smooth and confident, or maybe it's just that I'm ready for a new challenge. You see, I'm used to getting what I want, and I want you right now, Ayo. Now, I'm not saying that I'm expecting you to keep up with my lifestyle, though if you can, that would be a pleasant surprise. I am more than happy to show you the ropes of living the high life. We could sip champagne in French Riviera, shop in Milan, or just chill in one of my family estates around the world. The possibilities are endless when money is not an object. But here's the thing. I'm not just a spoiled rich girl. I have a big heart, which I like to decorate with finest jewelry. I'm looking for someone who can appreciate me for who I am, luxuries or not. I am all about giving back too. My charity work is legendary in certain circles, mostly because I support my friends, etc. So if you're ready to be treated like a king, to live without limits, and to be adored by a woman who knows exactly what she wants, let's make this happen. Who knows, maybe you even get to meet my dad if you are lucky. Looking forward to spoiling you rotten. Chioma, Daddy's what? Daddy's little princess. So what's the verdict, Ayo?
The verdict is 2 thumbs up. Please hit me on the DMs. Thank you very much.
Just like that.
Hey, that's what she said. Now from
You
there, we'll
give
know
some feedback. You have to give some feedback on the pod now. You can't just
The
take it
feedback
and
is
move on.
the feedback is wonderful. I'll share some.
She's Igbo.
We have to be very progressive in this country, my brother. Especially what has happened since the 2023 elections. We need unifying agents. And I'm a unified agent. I can go to the hinterland of Igbo and find me a maiden And this one already
Yes.
is abroad. So it's wonderful. Catchment area. I loved. See, I'm sold. Hit me up anytime.
Ayo, you're too
Anytime.
excited. You're too excited. What's
You're too
going on?
excited. You're too excited.
Okay,
You perform small now. Say, okay, I'll think about it.
You know,
stuff like
men don't form when it comes to women. Men need the form. Sorry. But seriously, hit me up, Sha. We'll take it from there.
Anyways,
We'll see.
if you are interested in Ayo is a single man, single and searching. He has confirmed to us. Single and searching for serious stuff. Okay. Not just random stuff. Yeah, serious stuff. Write to For the Love of Ayo at loosetalkgiants.com. The email is in the show notes. You can check it out. All right, let's get into fan mail real quick. Boom, boom, boom. This is from Precious. Precious says, good afternoon, and I hope you all are well and staying safe. My husband and I are huge fans of the show, mostly my husband, though. I'm just a new convert. This show has become a ritual, especially when we're riding back home after a long and stressful day. Listening to you guys has strengthened our bond, enabling us to express our views and also explore new facts we get from the shows, especially conversations on politics and pop culture. Thank you so much for sharing your talents with us. I'm specifically writing to make a request, to request a shout out to my husband, to wish him a happy birthday. All right. We have to get into the groove here. Let's do this. Let's get into the groove.
Ooh, yeah. Very, very many happy returns.
All right. This is better. It's his birthday. All right. I know it will be a belated birthday message since his birthday is on the 8th of August. Right? But it will make it so awesome. She says he's amazing, he's smart, he's a very sweet soul. With everything going, he requested that his birthday be low-key, no pictures or shenanigans. I totally understand. So as an obedient wife, the thought of a shout out from his favorite podcast show is pretty low-key, I presume, and I'm certain he will be listening because he never misses. Please, I want him to know that I love him and he is my everything in everything. And I pray that this year comes with an unexpected wave of the absolute best. Cheers to the good life. P.S. You guys are amazing, hilarious, brilliant. Keep up the good work. The way you guys explain Nigerian problems need to be studied. All right, she sent his Instagram page and I'm looking at this gentleman here. And all I want to say, Mr. Confidence, is that you are a handsome looking man. I scrolled down to the beginning of his Instagram page, right? His first picture was from 2016. And all I can see here is growth. I just see growth, from a young boy to a man who is married with a beautiful woman as well. My brother, I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best that life has to offer you. Steve, say something about this beautiful man.
Happy birthday to you. And I'm just using this as an opportunity to just talk about Loose Talk and Loose Talk listeners. We have really, really dope and really fantastic people who listen to this podcast. And I want to appreciate every one of you, especially Oreolua, my guy. Thank you so much. Right.
Shout out to Oreolua. We'll give him a special shout out. We even bring him
we'll give you a special shout out. Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to you again, Mr. Oba Yuwana Confidence. And I hope, this new year brings new blessings to you and your family. And shout out to your wife for writing this beautiful message. I love happy young couples. This makes me very giddy. But shout out to you guys again. God bless you. Alrighty. All right, let's get into it. This is from someone else. This is where Ayo should have come in. So I will hold that till the next one. Steve, do you remember the gentleman who wrote us explaining his scenario with the lady he had something with who then claimed she was pregnant?
Yeah. And
Remember, right?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
we
yeah. And
said.
says she refused to do DNA, whatever, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay,
yes.
okay, okay,
So
okay.
the gentleman has written back to us.
Okay, okay, okay.
He
Let's
has
go.
written
Let's
back
go.
to
Let's
us.
go.
He says, once again, maximum greetings to you all. Una too much. Listening to you guys read my fan mail made me wish I had the mindset of AOT2 and Steve on this P all this while because some of their statements kept ringing in my head. ALT2 even said that 1 in 1 million, but the biomedic in me focused on that 10%. Anyways, one day I called her out on her BS and I went to her place with 2 tear rubber pregnancy kits for retesting. First of all, is there second-hand kits? You understand? Anyways, he
Shout
said
out to
she's
home testing kits. Shout out
yeah,
to home
shout out to
testing kits.
almost it's lifesaver. Lifesaver that saved lives. She said, so she said, she then told me it wasn't true and that she realized she wanted me all for herself, blah blah blah. I shall told her that that's why I'm here, so we can sort it all out and start marriage plans. So it kind of lured her into it, right? He said, now so mama just burst cry, say she was joking at first, but the way I responded hurt her, and she wanted me to be unsettled all this while. Long story short, she's not pregnant, in fact. She was on her period that particular day. Asha gave her a kiss and promised to see her later as per previous alignments. I deleted her number and I blocked her on all socials immediately after I had left her place. In the words of Osagie, this is the price of indiscipline. The universe gave me a sign. I don't learn my lesson. Have a
Exactly.
nice day, guys. Cheers.
Thank you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
you. Yes.
you. You
You
escaped it. Okay?
Not everybody has not everybody is that lucky. Please be careful.
Not only did you escape
Please be
a
careful.
pregnancy scare, you potentially escaped
Yes.
a psychopath.
Yep.
All right, so
Yep.
you've escaped it. My guy, go. How did the pastor say it when they've forgiven you? There's something they always say, go and sin no more. Is that not what Jesus Christ used to say when he heals you or something? He says, go into the world and sin no more. My brother, go into the world and sin no more. Okay, this is from Lino. Lino says, please, I have a question and I would love you all to reason with me here. Is it okay to want and live a normal life? By normal, I mean I don't want to jackpot, even though my family has been pressuring me to leave the country to make it, in air quotes, make it. Although my parents' concerns are genuine, they want me to succeed so I can help improve our family's financial situation, being the firstborn. But I just want to live a normal life. I enjoy going to work, coming back home to my wife, eating, sleeping, and playing football manager. I don't use social media or watch the news, so I hardly know what's going on in the country. I don't complain about inflation because there's nothing I can do about it, and my salary is enough to feed me and my family. I want to grow into my career, but I don't want to be pushed into traveling abroad. I would also like to add that I have my personal digital marketing business, which I'm running and it's growing slowly. This might come as a shock or seem like laziness, but I love this country. And to me, life is just going as normal. Am I being lazy here or should I aspire for more? I think this is a fantastic
It's a
conversation to have.
fantastic question. It's a fantastic
I love this
conversation.
conversation. First
Yeah.
of all, Mr. Lino, you are not being lazy.
Yeah.
There's nothing about being lazy here. You are just a regular guy trying to figure out life and you're doing what? You have a wife, you're doing your thing. There's nothing being lazy here. This is enough. The problem I'm trying to now, the problem, there's just one problem. What you are living is not a normal life. It appears to look normal, but it is not normal.
Yeah. It's not.
Any country that cannot provide 24 hours power and pipe bomb water to you while you pay your taxes is not normal. You just think it's normal. When you see normal, you understand that you have been living a bit in abnormality. But it's very like contextual and nuanced, right? But I understand I see this thing with my guys, we've all been here as guys. We think about it sometimes like Can I just do the basic and just get along with life and everything? Just must I exert and overthink and bend over backwards to actually make it in this country or to just even make it in life? While you see your peers, doing amazing things or moving from strength to strength and all of that, is a question young men have always asked themselves. And I'm sure young women have also asked themselves as well. But here's what I'm trying to explain to you. Things might look normal now, but can you do projections? And don't reply me with hypothetical future that we all don't know. As hypothetical the future is, you still have to plan for it, right? You still have to plan for that future. So things might look rosy now, but have you started to plan for the future and say, okay, in my projection, in my finances, what would 10 years look like? What would 20 years look like? Because you have to. You can't just live for the moment. Because this future we're talking about that isn't so, isn't assured. What if not, life goes well? What if God gives you life and everything, right? And then, hey, you didn't plan for the same future. What do you do then? So, in terms of like Japa, I'm not going to say 100%. I think you need to come to that. You come to that conclusion yourself, and you need to have that personal conviction to look at it and say, if I have my future sorted out and I know I can sort my future out, I'm okay. And then you have that personal conviction, and then you do your thing. But if you have done those projections yourselves and you see that, with the way we are going, what is the inflation going to be like? What is going to be the strength of the Nigerian of the naira, the Nigerian currency? Are we still going to be importing over 90% of what we consume? Thereby, you are buying everything in FX. These are the things you have to look at. You don't want to, as a young man right now, 20 years from now, not have the capacity to take care of your family. That's the worst thing that can happen to you. We've seen it happen. I've seen it personally happen to people. It is the worst thing that can never happen to you. So if you need to bite the bullet now, right? And my brother, let me even tell you, this normal life you want to live, you get where actually this normal life you actually want to live, you get where they live on. When a normal life that you don't just go and do your 9 to 5 and come back, and then your pension will take care of you when you are old. So this normal life that you're looking for, you get another place where it where in a correct normal life. And that's where you also have to look at. Steve.
Yeah, I think Osags has explained it has explained it very well. I just want to add two things. One, you say you love this country too much. I don't know what you love about the country. So it's fine if you are comfortable, you in the midst of like in Nigerian's chaos, you found a system that works for you and blah 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 blah. That's very, very good, right? And kudos to you. Osage has pointed out, you're not lazy, you're not unambitious, like those are out of the way, right? I think the second thing is migrating as a family, with the family as a man from Nigeria is a very difficult process, right? And if you're not entirely convinced by it, it makes it almost unbearable and miserable, right? So you have to be very, very convinced by it before you can undertake that project, right? So now that you're not convinced by it, you're not in any way pressed by it. I don't want you to be swayed by people's opinion or people's want for you, right? So still sit down, sit chill, and keep figuring this thing out. You eventually figure it out if you need that to stay or to remain. Is this the way you're passing through is life? Nobody has it settled. Even people who have done migrated are still asking themselves one or two questions about, oh, did I make the right decision? Or like life is about figuring it out constantly. There's no settled process of, oh, I figured it out. No. It's a constant phase of figuring shit out. You are in that process, you are living life. So it's fine. Right? So don't be pressured to like make a very, very hurried decision. Chill, and the decision will come. You sort it out, don't worry.
Super. We have one more. It's another Ask the Giant. This is from Anonymous. Says, before I start, I just want to say you guys are like big brothers to me. I'm truly inspired by all you do. I follow everything you put out. And let me just say I'm your biggest fan. Thank you so much. Now to the point. I am a software developer currently leading engineering at a tech startup in the UK. Before
Awesome.
relocating, I worked as a mid-level developer at a prestigious Nigerian payment company, earning 700,000 naira with biannual bonuses. I was fortunate to continue working remotely for them after moving, and I've always given my all to any company I work for, even at my own expense, because it helps me sleep well at night. Such a good guy. The issue is that while my UK job pays over 10 times more and is less stressful, the Nigerian company keeps increasing my responsibilities without increasing my pay. This workload is now affecting my well-being as I barely get enough sleep. Everyone I talk to advises me not to quit, suggesting that since money is coming in, I should keep going. These are good people who care about me, but I don't think they fully understand how I feel. I know I need to prioritize myself, but I'd love to hear what you guys think. Steve, Osags, and AOT2, don't just say, you know what to do. Let's move to the next fan mail. Laughing my ass out. Thanks, guys. Shout out to you, Anonymous. See, it's very simple. My brother, the work is too much. You have to leave it and go and look for another one. I understand that the 700k is coming in with the bonuses and everything. Calculate that thing to where you are in the UK. How much is it?
Did I miss something? I thought you said he works for a UK.
He works for a UK company, but he was working as a mid developer in a Nigerian company, then moved. So he's still working for the UK company.
Oh, I'm working for the Nigerian company, but
You
it's getting
understand?
choked up. Yeah.
So the work, first of all, you're doing two jobs. That's a lot, but
It's
I
a
understand. But we get it.
Yeah.
I understand. We've all been there. So I get your point. But if they're increasing the workload and it's affecting you, your body physically, right?
It will affect your job, the other job.
Yeah, because even if they're increasing the money, is the work, forget the money for now. The workload, is it not affecting your whole body physically? So if it's not making you sleep well at night, if they increase that money, is that money that they increase, is it going to now reduce?
Is it going to help you?
Do you understand? So the workload is the issue here, not the money. The money might be an issue because if you, and I understand your point. If they pay you well enough for you to say, oh, UK job, these guys are paying me well enough for, let me just do one. And then you do that one. I also get it. But they are not paying you enough for you to quit the UK job. And the workload is getting too much. My brother, what you need to do is simple. Because the moment you break down and crash, or that workload now affects the UK job, I don't know if your visa, work visa is tied to it. I don't know what's going on there. But you can't afford to, you know the one you can't afford to lose. So it's best for you to have a conversation with these guys here. And you have to speak from a position of power. Hey guys, the workload is now too much.
Yes.
Or this workload I'm doing, I recognize it has increased by so percent. Be very data driven with this thing. It has increased by so percent. I now work more hours to be able to cover up. I humbly request for a 25 or a 30% or a 50% increase in my annual comp because XYZ. They can't do that. My guy, tender your resignation, start looking, go to Upwork and go and look for another gig you can do. And that one is per hour. So they pay you per hour based on the work you have been doing. So there's a way you can, I'm not trying to cut your bread, but you have to think about it. You also know, the loans, if you are taking loans or the debts you're servicing or the investments you're making, you have to also factor all those things into play here. If you can afford it to say, hey, I can't do this anymore because this workload is killing me. So you either reduce the workload and give me what you are paying, or you increase the workload. But like we talked about, is it really workload or money? You have to make that decision yourself and come to that conclusion. What is really the issue here? Is it the workload? Because if you increase the money, it doesn't stop the workload. So come to that decision yourself, and then you know what to do. But you have to put yourself first. And your health is the most important thing, because if you break down,
your two jobs don't go.
Don't go with that.
Anyways. Anyway, then for a slightly different take, if you want to manage it because of the money, just have a target of how much you want to save. You can't continue. You can't do it for a long term, right? Plan for it for a short term. have a savings target or something. Once you get to that target, please leave one of the jobs so that you can really relax and take care of your body first before you take up another job. Your health, your body is the most important thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Steve. Ayo is here, but Ayo.
Yeah. You
Ayo
can't talk.
Ayo is here, but he can't talk. But yeah, we have come to the end of this episode.
Yo.
I just remember Sonia Kosun. That's somebody we don't talk about enough, you know. When we talk about the legends and everything, we don't talk about Sonia Kosun. Why not?
Sonia Kosun.
Ayo, you need to do a deep dive on Sonia Kosun for us next week. Oh, I know you're listening. This is one of my favorite Sonia Kosun records, by the way. But yeah, we've come to the end of this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys are going to have a fabulous week ahead. Steve,
yeah,
how you living?
Good.
What is one thing you want to achieve next week or this week?
I'm resuming. I'm resuming. I've been on leave for 2 weeks, so I'm resuming full speed and efficiency because I think I've had a little bit of rest, so I think I'm good to go again.
Fabulous. Yep. Getting back to work, so exciting, right? Remember when we were paused? You coming back from leave was so exciting. I thought you were going to say I never gave you leave, but thank God you see.
I don't want to air our dirty laundry outside, you know.
That's okay. Shout out to everybody. You want to give a shout out to His Combs.
His Combs.
I want to give a shout out to you and your narrative that you started building. I want to give it in the football group. His Combs. I want to give a shout out.
The Premier League. We didn't talk about it because Man U lost, but next week, hopefully they win. We'll talk about it.
I just said we had to round up, so I just skipped.
I know. I was just joking.
New season, same nonsense. but we'll talk about it some more next week. Shout out to everybody. You guys have a fabulous week ahead.
Bye.
Àárọ̀ ni o, ọ̀sán ni o, ọ̀sán ni o, alẹ́ ni o. Àárọ̀ ni o, ọ̀sán ni o, ọ̀sán ni o, alẹ́ ni o. Olúwa.